as much as I'd like it to happen, I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
What if the new Batman was Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
Would you then want Ben Affleck to direct it?
Matt Damon.
No.
Okay.
I don't want Matt Damon as Batman.
God, that's fucking.
All right.
That'd be fucking.
Just thought I'd ask.
So bad. He says,
He can stay in Asgard, okay? Keep him in Asgard.
Is it doing the squiggly thing again?
It did.
It did?
It's got a tail.
It's got a tail? It has a tail.
It's got a tail.
Dude, Propel, alright, it earned its free marketing. Alright.
Yeah, I had to massacre my
Free
Pepsi.
shit. Hell, your water bottle sucks. You couldn't even peel the... Actually, I guess that's pretty good for you guys if you can't peel the wrapper
Yeah, good
off.
job for your manufacturing team, honestly.
Yeah.
Good job.
Propel.
Yeah, starting off. Free marketing for Propel, whatever. You're welcome, Gatorade.
Yeah, the black table looks nice.
Yeah.
It does
Which
look nice on
really
the-
is,
What's everybody
what, I think Pepsi, right?
Probably.
I think they own all that, right?
Yeah, because Powerade's Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
That still exists.
So, all right. You guys might disagree. So, Coca-Cola wins in the soda department. Pepsi wins in the sports drink department.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking overall portfolio here.
Oh, yeah. Pepsi, I hate Pepsi products, other than Mountain Dew.
Yeah, with Mountain
We're
Dew,
getting into
that's their saving grace.
To me, yes.
Like, if they didn't have Mountain Dew, they'd be... I mean, obviously you have your...
What's
Coke.
A&W under? What's the root beer?
They're their own.
They're not under Pepsi? A&W?
Oh, think so.
I think they each have their own versions.
While you're looking at that,
itself.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tardy to the Party.
A podcast where we don't actually normally ever talk about this kind of thing.
we just talk about Coke versus Pepsi on the regular, I guess.
It's good. We're going to start it off with this. But, yeah, normally it's... Normally this podcast is a weekly podcast centered around news and reviews for the holy trinity of pop culture, DC, Marvel, and Star Wars. I'm your boy J Sib, and to my left, looking up who owns A&W.
KP. Shit. Oh, they're owned by Dr. Pepper, who is independently owned.
Wait, I thought Dr. Pepper was owned by Pepsi.
No.
Or did they break off from Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper...
Although I guess it makes sense, because Dr. Pepper's at McDonald's, and McDonald's carries Coke products.
I randomly researched this, because I started to notice how, like, some restaurants that have Pepsi products will have Dr. Pepper, and then some restaurants that have Coke products have Dr. Pepper. And I was like, well, wait, who owns them? Well, then I look it up. They're independently owned.
So no
They
contest.
just get distributed by whoever, like distribution centers that just also distribute Coke or Pepsi.
Huh.
So, yeah.
And
But I did not know that Keurig Dr. Pepper owns A&W, the U.S.-based A&W restaurant chain.
So Dr. Pepper wins soda, then.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Pepper ultimately wins over all of it, because to me, that is the best.
Well, I mean, if they also have Dr. Pepper and A&W, they just win. Those are the two sodas I drink.
I mean, that's...
They just
Yeah,
win.
if I drink soda,
Pretty
those
key.
are the two
Screw
I
Coke
drink.
and Pepsi, then. You're out of here.
Like I say...
You're that old people soda. Get out of here.
Go and get.
Go and get. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Go and get.
That. Okay. We never even did an introduction for him.
Oh, yeah, and to my right, as always.
It's the bull just hoping out that Mountain Dew
What a star. What a fire star.
I'm just out here hoping Mountain Dew makes the list. You know, that's all I'm out here doing.
I'd like to just...
Mountain Dew gave me way too many cavities for me to ever put that on a list other than a shit list.
We'll see.
Or a battery acid list. This would be pretty good for your batteries.
We'll see, the zero sugar thing saved me.
This actually goes into your car.
The zero sugar thing saved me.
I know. Dude,
Saved me.
I will admit, I'm guilty of that. Like, what you said, old people sodas, but I drink Coke Zero every day.
Me too.
Every goddamn day.
Me too.
I'm crashing in the afternoon because I ate like a carb-loaded shitty lunch. That's my go-to is Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Dude, I drink
Do
zero
you
every
drink soda often, though?
No.
No?
I mean, like
enjoy
I said,
a nice full soda.
I drink-
That's why I don't.
like,
I don't
shit
drink like
out
the
of it.
diets.
Like,
or
I don't
zeros.
even
I feel like
touch-
they just don't taste good.
like I don't touch soda on the weekends.
The Zero, dude.
So usually,
they're good.
But the Zeros are
You gotta
good.
find the right one.
I only drink soda if I'm like
Mountain Dew
at a
Zero's
restaurant.
good.
And honestly,
Very
that's
good.
usually just fast food restaurant because I'm gonna sit down. Let's be honest, I'm probably ordering an adult beverage.
Yeah, that or water is what I do.
We call them a cab. Cold adult beverage. Slugging cabs.
Maybe.
Hey, name him. Who is
No,
it?
you
Who
call-
said that? Who said that?
I don't
It's
know.
a Leach reference, man. You gotta play into that.
It's a huh?
Mike Leach?
Why would I? Oh, God.
Like you don't
Oh,
watch fucking
no.
SEC football.
He hasn't coached a team
He died last year. And he was coaching.
on an SEC team.
He was coaching for fucking Mississippi State, I believe.
Oh, he was. I thought he was. Dude, he's bounced around.
He has.
Okay.
He has.
Mike Leach, where did you?
Oh my!
Okay.
I think it was right after a game he had won. He's like, I know I'm not supposed to say this. He says, but I'm gonna go home and have a couple of cabs, cold adult beverages. And he goes, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
he
promote
was-
it.
He was. I
What a
forgot
G.
that. Yeah. Okay. He was Miss State's coach. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember the whole
G.
thing about it. Yeah. Whoops.
He
Shit.
said, "Whoops."
God.
Whoopsie!
Whoopsie.
God, when are they gonna come out with a second movie of that again? Anyway, whatever.
I don't know.
He says, "Whatever."
Yeah, whatever. We don't need another tangent, I guess. We got a laundry list of stuff to talk about.
Sure do.
Some of it might be quick, but as always, start off with DC. Got your boy David Sandberg, director of Shazam, basically equating it to a mini Avengers movie in an interview this week.
Like as far as like
I think
the hype?
I think what he meant was it's the Marvel family, guys. This is like an Avengers movie. No,
that makes sense.
No, I think it's because obviously it does have the Marvel family, so you do have like a team up. But then
Oh, I see what you were. Okay.
wait,
Wait.
now.
Excuse me for being tardy to the party on your joke.
And he's back. But well, he also could be referring to potential spoilers here. I mean, we kind of talked about it with the toy leak a week or two ago, but it kind of got confirmed again with another toy leak. But then an international trailer that shows. This is your last chance to skip ahead a little bit for Shazam spoilers. But Wonder Woman appeared in the trailer and holding the staff from the first movie that I thought was destroyed, but it's. Hey, back!
Anything's possible.
Anything for family.
What do you mean the staff was in the first movie?
Mhm.
That the two bad guys have in this movie?
No, so the one that I can't remember what ones they're holding, but yeah, it kind of looks like that. But yeah, like
It's a different staff.
Billy like snaps it at the end of the first one, but
Because that's the one that's the
back.
keeper.
But
the
yeah,
gatekeeper
Wonder
has, right?
yeah, the one who gives him his powers, Shazam.
Oh,
But,
okay, the wizard, yeah.
But apparently it's back, and it kind of. I mean, I know what happens in this movie. Spoilers. That international trailer was like, yep, that confirms leaks from about 9 to 10 months ago. Yep, all adding up. Know what happens.
Well, apparently the movie.
I'm just
apparently the movie is
amazed.
shit by what they're saying from early reviews. So what happens, Jay?
Oh God.
I don't want to get like
It's not even going to be fun.
womp heavy spoiler section. Apparently, at some point in this movie, Billy Batson dies,
Hell yeah.
and then Wonder Woman has to use the staff to
bring him back
bring
alive.
him back.
Okay.
It's not even getting fun at this point anymore. All these fucking leaks, and they all end up being fucking right.
And I know that's kind of what I'm at. I'm like, the game used to be kind of fun because it was like,
so-
ooh, which one is
Yeah.
right? And then now
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, everyone's just saying the same thing.
there's
Oh,
a-
it's right. Oh.
If there's a leak,
On
put
a-
your name on it.
On a serious note, in regards to that happens with damn near anything in entertainment, it seems, anymore.
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally...
happens to all the Marvel movies. Too.
It
happens to everything.
and Star Wars.
Yeah,
and
everything.
And it happens with video games.
It's
And
everything.
it happens with anything. And y'all out there just need to learn, like, I don't have much of it myself. I'm horribly going to sound hypocritical here. But the word patience. Just a teeny, tiny bit.
At least leave the room for the speculation where there's still room for
See?
speculation.
Guys,
Like,
Am I part of the problem?
Yes.
Yes, because you go and
Deep
whatever
dive.
you're clicking on, that's all they need, because that's how this bullshit with advertising on the internet works.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grew up in the time where you deep dived into a rabbit hole on YouTube until 3 in the morning in high school. My bad.
We still
Okay,
do
yeah,
that.
now
But
I do it on Twitter.
But they used to. But they used to be wrong.
Yeah,
Now they're
but it
not
used
wrong.
to be wrong, is the point. And it just used to be fun speculation. Now it's just always right, or like 90% of it is right.
But think about all those hours lost that a young sib lost, all those fake rumors. I'm just getting that
you're-
time back.
It's something you're gonna go see anyway.
The Revenger over here.
Yes. Problem is this.
Yes, exactly.
I love it, but holy shit.
Instant access. To
Yeah, instant gratification, instant access, instant information. It's great, but it's
curtailed with this shit.
also bad and curtailed with this shit.
It creates a bunch of
What I was
addicts.
wanting to say,
true.
though,
Give me more.
I need my rumors.
Give me my Reddit deep dives.
I need my leaks.
Reddit deep dives.
That's why I made Lucio now, KP. I'm a Reddit Lucio.
I don't know what that actually means.
It just means I skate on the wall and think I'm cool and don't help my team at all, man. And I occasionally pew the other
yeah.
team. Maybe get a boop off the map. That's what it means.
Occasionally, pew pew.
And then I teabag them. Because I think I'm cool,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I mean, yeah, you got it.
Because deep down, I'm a Reddit
You had a
Lucio,
bunch of
and I know
shit
I'm not
healing,
cool.
but hey, you got play of the game because you booped 2 people off the map, that kind of shit.
And then got hooked off the map right afterwards. Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah. That's how we play Overwatch, baby. Sending it. Literally off
Send
the
that?
fucking edge.
Send it.
Ah, man. No, what I was going to say just real quick, with her being in this movie, and then we kind of know pretty much who's also all in the Flash, do you think like they're trying to do last hurrahs? Is this Avengers comment, because there's more really in this movie than just Wonder Woman, as like a final battle cameo.
It would be nice if we actually would get a Cavill appearance to actually like follow up on the the headless Superman scene from the last one, to be like, okay, yeah, it is actually Cavill. Thank you, because that was really stupid and obnoxious, and you shouldn't have done it anyway if you couldn't have actually got Cavill. But he's probably not going to be in it, so I mean, he's gone as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, he's going to be James Bond.
So there were scenes apparently
Really?
for Flash that were
I've been
supposed to be
seeing rumors
in
of that
it, but
going
I think those are
background.
cut by now. There were apparently scenes that I think maybe potentially in Shazam and Flash that Henry Cavill was supposed to pop up in, but I think
That time is gone now.
I don't know if those scenes are still going to exist anymore. We'll see.
I don't know.
think
That was
it's-
just some used him saying like an Avengers movie, and then like since this kind of basically gets confirmed with Wonder Woman, it just makes me kind of think like, well, are they kind of last hurrah on all these characters?
I mean, it'd be kind of nice if we at least got a last hurrah.
Closure.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Could just chop
at
up-
least give us a
Could
nice.
just chop the shit up in post production like they did with Black Adam.
Just give us a nice. Just tie the bow. Just tie a bow to this lump of coal.
I mean, it's a viable option. Seems to be.
What a take. What else you got for us?
What's on next on the list? Michael B. Jordan was doing interviews this week. He's in a movie. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Creed 3.
Yeah,
coming out. It's got
really
Kang in it.
actually-
It's weird that the Kang multiverse is splitting over into the
Dude,
Rocky
I know.
and Creed franchise. But
Dude, the
Kang's in
Avengers
Creed,
are going to
so-
be fucked, and then Michael B. Jordan is going to be, instead of he's a variant, and this Killmonger was just Apollo Creed's son. He's going to come over and instead of the Avengers theme, we're going to start hearing the fucking trumpets.
Dude, could you imagine the mind fuck?
He just comes over and just starts boxing Shuri.
He trained 6 times a day
I
for this
really want
role.
to see that movie, actually.
I do too. Apparently, it's really good. So
Yeah, and that's awesome, too, because he directed it.
yep.
Did he write it?
I think it's his directorial debut.
Or did he just direct
it?
I'm not sure if he wrote it or not.
That's dope.
I'm not sure about that one.
That's cool as hell.
But in interviews
it
this
is his
week,
directorial debut.
one interview he was asked about a specific Superman movie, and he kind of
Yeah.
Kind of just played coy with it a little bit and was like, I don't know anything about those rumors. And then in another interview later this week, somebody else asked him about, I think, playing Val Zod. I think they got more specific and asked him if he was playing Val Zod in a Superman movie. And his PR agent came over and just shut that down immediately. We're not going to talk about that today.
Interesting.
So,
That could mean a great many things.
is this just, we want all eyes on Creed, or
Look what I've started.
is there a little smoke to this fire, boys?
Yeah, that's sick. I saw it going around where he and Jonathan Majors plan to do a lot more.
I just realized something.
We're probably going to have shit audio for the beginning of this.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
Don't worry, boys. I'm tardy to the party as well.
Apparently, we've been tardy this whole motherfucking time. God.
The waves have been looking good, though. Anyway, what were you going to say, KP? Well, I switched some of this stuff.
I think it looked like we're louder than we normally are. Like,
The microphone on there might be more sensitive on his laptop.
yeah, because now it looks way more normal. Because before it was like, blue all the way across for like a long time.
Audio's probably going to cut out for a split second here.
Usually there's a cord that goes here.
Okay.
If you forgot, it must have not have been that important.
Hell
The
no.
audio should be better now.
Yeah, it looks way better as opposed to the wavelengths on the other one.
Sorry about that, fam. Anyway, KP, we're...
All
And
I
we're
was
back.
gonna say-
and we're back.
God. All I was gonna say is that I saw the things going around that apparently he and Jonathan Majors want to do a lot more projects together. I of course retweeted it and said, "Well then, goddamn it, bring back Killmonger in the multiverse."
Fuck yeah.
To the multiverse, which you already
Do
did
it,
in
Kang.
your you already did in your cartoon once. So I mean, just do it again. Jesus.
Do it if you bad.
Do it if you bad.
Okay, fine. Horrible take, probably. Finally got around to watching Wakanda Forever again. It's not really that good.
No, it's not.
I hate to just be an asshole and say it. It's really not that great of a movie. It's okay. And the fact that they've went back and have touched up CGI on other movies where CGI looked like shit, and it seems like they have not done that with the Ironheart suit, that might be a little bit of why I'm kind of saying this.
Power
It might be on purpose, you know, I don't know.
When he said that was like glass shattering. I was like, holy shit, it does look like a Power Ranger.
100%.
And 100% it does.
100%.
It's way too, like, and this is very picky, but, like, Iron Man looked good because, like, you could see the, like, creases in the molding in the early suits. Yeah, hell, even in the suit that's all nanites. Like, you could see it kind of layered and detailed. Like, that suit literally looks like just Microsoft Paint. You drew the outline and you just took the bucket filler and just clicked.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like in certain areas.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of how it looks to me.
Oh yeah.
It just looks kind of bad.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, there was a shitload about that movie that went bad. I mean,
I don't hate it.
I don't
just
hate it.
saying,
I don't hate it.
just
it's just not my favorite. I'll leave it at that.
I find myself kind of bored watching it.
Yeah. Well, dude, remember what I told you when we were
It just
watching it? We
didn't-
said we were like there was like 20 minutes left in the movie, and we're like, okay, when's something going to happen?
Oh yeah, that's
know?
the other thing. Yeah, is that it's super long.
Super long for no reason. Like of all the movie,
It
of all
feels
the
like it.
of all the movies they could have
Ish.
done more with,
It is.
that's the one they don't.
I will say that movie didn't really quite deliver on exactly what I was hoping it would, but that's also kind of my problem because I went into it with a little bit of an expectation. So.
I will
It's not
say
really fair to
I
me.
We all
had-
kind of do in a sense.
I did
though.
have a very big expectation on how I thought the movie was going to go, and then it didn't. And I kind of feel like the way that it went with her getting the power, I was like, this feels like you just kind of discredited your own first movie.
Yeah.
Like, she kind of just makes the plant. She becomes the Panther, which is fine, but then
Smaller than before.
it's like all cool that she doesn't have to take any challenges for the role.
Right, and
Like
and
that,
and that's
I
all
don't
all
know.
the shit that they built and all the cliffside battles and shit. And then she's just
Mhm.
like, "Yep, here I am." Like it or not, here we are, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do it all in the background. You know, that's kind of the way I felt about it. Is it felt like a lot of it was lazy.
Yeah, but to be fair, that movie went through a lot.
All right,
Fair.
back to DC.
That's
Sorry.
fair.
But,
Not trying to steal your thunder. You got a lot up here.
Yeah, so I hope maybe the rumors are true and we get a Michael B. Jordan Val Zod movie. I think that'd be pretty sick. Once again, if they do bring him in, please give him the silver, red, and blue suit. I mean, you can do the gold, red one, blue one too, but silver one's cooler.
Just
for
do
being
a
honest.
suit that's not the traditional garb.
That's kind of why, as well as I don't really want. I mean, make him a little different, you know.
Right.
They sure
I
should.
was saying,
in the
and that
comics.
suit is so crisp. It's so clean.
Crispy.
I love that suit.
Crispy.
Stole the word right out of my mouth.
Crispy. Crispy, boys.
And then next up would be Andy Serkis, officially confirmed by Matt Reeves, is officially back as Alfred in Batman
That's
2.
good.
Fucking
So-
sweet. I did see that.
Very excited because
Well,
he did a great job in the first
Well,
one.
that movie was just so awesome and successful to me that you need to make sure you bring back everyone.
hmm And then actually to piggyback off that, I think we got some Penguin news down here.
I did believe I saw.
Oh, Clancy Brown is
I
playing
know.
Salvatore Maroni in the Penguin series.
That's pretty dope.
Mr. Krabs.
Right.
Mr. Krabs.
I'm so excited. I love Clancy Brown. He's a great voice actor and just an actor in general. Yeah, he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna kill that role. I think never mind.
No,
I
that
can't
is
remember when
very
that comes out.
exciting.
But
So have a lot of interaction with him, obviously, because the show is essentially going to just be Penguin rising up on the mob.
yeah, and all the different crime families and stuff like that. So you need the Maroni. So that's a good pick. I can't wait. It's gonna be a juicy, juicy series, boys. Can't wait.
Yep.
And then looks like we've got some early reviews from some critics on the Gotham Knights TV show. Spoilers alert. Oh, sorry. That is the equivalence of how good that show is. It's shit.
Yeah, I've seen people they're not happy about that show.
Which one is this one now?
I don't
So
know.
do you remember that new shitty CW show trailer that ever came out? You know, I think it's got like, I don't know what fucking Robin it is in this one. It's just a bunch of Batman's dead, and you know you got the Gotham Knights coming over, basically the Bat family, or pieces of the Bat family coming in and taking over, and it just looks terrible.
This is the one that you guys were speculating on, like bring in more Bat Family. We want to see more of it. Is that what you guys were referencing?
No,
or is this something else?
that's
Movie.
Batman Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just
No,
Yeah,
this
we
is
want
a CW show.
No, this is a CW show, but the Brave and the Bold movie, they said they were going to bring the Bat family in it.
That's right.
And I said, I literally only care about Nightwing
Yeah.
and Red Hood.
Yes.
I only care about those two.
Yes.
Tim
Now,
Drake.
yeah, this one I haven't heard anything about. So usually I hear all about the fucking CW ones. They make sure you hear about that one. Way or another,
This
but-
one, from what I've been seeing on the old Twitterverse, might make sense why I haven't heard about it, because apparently
10-4.
it's bad.
booty cheeks, huh?
It's bad.
Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Well, is he Damien?
Premise:
Because
In the
he's
wake
got a
of Bruce
katana
Wayne's
on
death, his
back.
adopted son Turner Hayes, I don't even know who the fuck that is,
That's gotta be made up.
forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they are all accused of a murder they didn't commit by District Attorney Harvey Dent. Let's see if that's actually true. Let's go to IMDb.
Turner Hayes, created solely for the sake of CW's Gotham Knights. That's automatically
Red flag.
well, I mean,
That's a turd biscuit right there.
yeah, that's just shit. That's just the CW took a shit on a plate and tried to have you eat it. Like,
Oh man,
no one wants that.
I don't want the
Especially when,
the turd
I'm
haze.
looking in the damn promotional poster that's on IMDb. He's got a katana on his back, so any casual fan that knows even a little about DC is going to look at that and be like, oh, it's Damian Wayne. Oh, no, it's this guy who?
No, it's
Turd hates.
Batman's other son that you've never heard of.
Right.
Ever.
Just,
Oh, why is that?
Oh,
well,
'cause he doesn't
CW.
exist.
Well, the real reason. Well, we're CW. We didn't have that Damian Wayne money. That's why Bruce Wayne's hardly in any of our shows.
That Damian
Especially
Wayne,
Batman. Well, Bruce might show up, but Batman sure as shit ain't in it.
A Bruce. A Bruce.
Oh, and just we do the same thing with Joker. It's like, oh, it's the Joker. It's like later in the show, it's like, well, was he actually the Joker? We never called him the Joker. And here's another character that's kind of like the Joker too.
You're talking about Gotham?
Isn't this fun? Oh, how'd you know? Yeah.
Well, I kind of did.
Isn't this fun?
That was a legitimate question. Never cared to watch that show.
I've
heard mixed reviews on it.
So it eventually beat me down so much as a fan that I was just like, I'm going to forget that this is just a DC character adaptation. I'm just going to view this as just some bullshit TV show.
Just a show.
And
hell yeah, dude.
I didn't want to slam my face off a wall anymore after that point. But before then, yeah, I punch the TV every week. Next up, the rumors about Batfleck directing The Brave and the Bold.
I saw that actually. Yeah.
As much as I'd like it to happen, I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
What if the new Batman was Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
Would you then want Ben Affleck to direct it?
Matt Damon.
No.
Okay.
I don't want Matt Damon as Batman.
God, that's fucking.
All right. Yeah.
That'd be fucking.
Just thought I'd ask.
so bad. He says,
He can stay in Asgard, okay? Keep him in Asgard.
Whatever.
He does great
Okay.
playing Loki.
That's all right. We'll keep him.
Fake Loki.
We'll keep.
Sure.
Does he ever show up in the Loki TV series as a variant of Loki? Like an actual variant of Loki? Because that would be hilarious
I don't
if
think
they
he
do
did,
that.
and now that you say that, that's a giant missed opportunity.
That would be hilarious.
However, it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
If they would have said something to him, he probably would have been like, well, yeah, for like $5 million.
Right.
Just like, oh,
Line up
yeah, we got a lot of fuck you money, but I don't know, we need to spend that kind of fuck.
How about new?
But fuck you, that's my money. How are we gonna make money on this show if we have to pay you?
Oh yeah. Oh, James Gunn is on the next on the list, clapping back at fans again, because everybody thinks he's a liar, and I'm honestly kind of getting sick of this because he really hasn't lied about anything, if we're being honest.
Okay.
So
what did he
scroll
apparently
because
lie
he apparently lied about not wanting to do the Superman movie and taking control of DC. I'm just gonna verbatim all this, but yeah, essentially someone was like, "Well, you previously said you didn't want to do a Superman movie, and you also previously said you never wanted to be the head of DC or Marvel," and he basically clapped back and said, "Those weren't lies, because at the time I was offered anything, and I was offered to do Superman, but I chose
years ago?
Yeah, but I chose to do Suicide Squad, which is true because I remember when he was offered and they actually got him to write a DC movie, it was very well known that he was given the whole catalog to do whatever he wanted to do, and he chose Suicide Squad to do. So, not a lie. And then also about the running one of the studios, as he said, well, I didn't want to be a sole head of a studio, but now when they offered me to co-run it with Peter so that I could focus on the creative side, I accepted it because all I had to focus on was on creative. And then as far as Superman also goes, as far as him writing it now, as he said, didn't know how to write a story for him at that moment, chose to do Suicide Squad, and then a couple years later, I figured out a way that I would want to write him in a movie, so I started writing Superman Legacy.
So are you
And that's that
saying
story.
that people change over time?
Oh yeah, and then he said something
Did you say
about
people
being,
keep receipts for no reason?
Oh, and that's another thing. He said something about like I am open to like changing my mind about things, and so that was a dangerous can of eggs or can of worms to open up. I don't know why I said can of eggs, but because now you're gonna have the Snyderverse people, of course, being like, oh, you'll change your mind about things, huh? Hashtag sell the Snyderverse and Netflix.
There's still hope.
So that was a little dangerous thing of him to say. But yeah, I'm kind of tired of these whiny little children, these little man babies on Twitter just complaining about James Gunn wide. No, he really didn't. Just stop regurgitating some bullshit of some scooper that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about.
They want their Snyderverse back by any means necessary.
Even if that means twisting and contorting two statements made years apart. I mean, come on. Why are you keeping those receipts? He's like, oh, I'm never gonna do this. Well, 5 years go by, circumstances fucking change. Like, come on.
Dude, if I was James Gunn, I would have been like, well, yeah, I said that, but then COVID happened, so now I want to direct one. I don't know why that has actually any... It doesn't really...
You know what? If it was me and they would have said that, they're like, you lied. You said this. Yeah, well, can't change my mind. That's all I would have responded with. I would have just let him scramble. Like, yep, change my mind.
But I do like how
I guess I lied then.
Claps back.
Yep, guess that's a lie.
Damn.
Yeah. God damn it. Like you said, whiny man babies. That's exactly what the fuck it is.
Whiny man baby.
Whiny man babies.
That's exactly right.
I didn't get what I wanted.
He told me this in 2012.
Dildo schwaggins on the internet.
Oh no.
You said this. You said this.
Dildo schwaggins.
Oh
God.
Next up is apparently some Mr. Hamada back during his rule when the Hamadaverse was forging its ways and sucking the life out of the Snyderverse.
God.
Guys, we are those whiny man babies.
Yeah.
We are those guys.
No, I used to be, all right? Here's the difference. I am further along on my steps of grief than a lot of these Snyderverse fans on. They're still in like anger or mourning.
Whatever that
I'm in
stage
acceptance.
of depression is.
I'm in acceptance. I'm past that.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The stages of grief. You know?
I'm farther along than most of these people are right now.
Jordan's in the acceptance.
Yes.
He's ready to move on.
He's been there for a long time.
I was very angry for a long, long time. But apparently, so it wasn't officially fully greenlit, but it was still in development, an animated Batman Beyond movie, which just came out and broke this week. I can't remember who broke it. We'll say, no, I'm not going to say some random outlet.
Like just a new, like a retelling of it, or just another movie? Because
they just said it was
the one movie.
Yeah, they just said it was just going to be a Batman Beyond animated movie. Now this is. I don't know how much.
Are you taking it with a grain of salt? Is what you're trying to say?
A little bit, because it's kind of like the rumor that came out. It's like, oh, there was supposed to be a Batman Beyond movie, live action with Michael Keaton. It's like, was there?
That's just what we all wanted.
It's like, was there?
Right.
Yeah, but there was also like, I can't remember. We'll just say Variety, because it probably was them, because we know how much they like to spew trash on the internet and act like it's like they're a legit outlet anymore. But we'll say it was them. Yeah. They like said it, and
I just pointed at the camera. Trash outlet.
Email your letter to him only.
But I'm pretty sure one of if not a few of the major news outlets like broke that there was a canceled live action one as well, but that was like months ago. That was more like earlier on when James Gunn and Safran took over.
I think they're too afraid to pull the trigger on that, just because it's like that's only like a 20-year-old property. Because that was completely original when it very first came out.
Right. Yeah.
Like that was never like in comic books.
Right. I mean, who knows? I'd like to see a live action one, but I understand that's not necessarily probably on the studio's first mind.
Oh no, we gotta get a real goddamn universe with multiple movies, not just a little handful.
What about an Elseworlds Batman Beyond?
That's fine. Yeah, whatever.
Do it to it. You know,
it.
like that. They can't just start fucking skyrocketing all these different projects until there's any continuity.
At the end of the day, with DC, I just want like, the 10 or 15 years down the road, it all culminates to fighting the Anti-Monitor with like 8 different fucking versions of Superman. Because let's go down the list. Can't remember the guy's name, but the dude from Superman and Lois from the 90s. Just get in shape real quick, do the movie. Pay him like $1 million. Who cares?
Get Tom Welling in there.
Yeah, Tom Welling, Brandon, Cavill.
Come back, Brandon.
Michael B. Jordan.
Fuck yeah.
Just fucking load it up. I'll pay to see it.
Right.
Load
The
it
dude
up.
on the CW and the new Superman and Lois show or whatever the hell that's called.
The Council of Clarks.
The Council
yeah.
The
of Clarks.
Council of Clarks.
Fuck yeah, make it happen, James Gunn. Do it.
Yeah,
Do it
that.
if you're bad.
And then pay us for thinking of the idea.
Slowly turn. It's like... it blinks. This is the signal. Do it.
Council of Clarks.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
And then, let's see, next up on the list, Joker 2 set photos came out this week. KP, I don't think, wanted to know about these, though. I think he's a little nervous. A little nervy.
I'll beer bong this shit.
Nervy.
Give it
Well,
to
of
me.
course, it's the type Joker 2 in Google. It'll auto fill it to set
Some
photos.
potential spoilers for Joker 2 here. Sorry, KP, you didn't wait for the spoiler alert. Yeah, it's up. Set photos, which I'll probably just put up right here. Got a two Jokers walking the street here. One in the old garb from the first movie, the red, the yellow and green suit, and then to the right we have a more disheveled, face paint's kind of weared off, kind of in a, we'll say Dwight suit from The Office, a mustard yellow button up,
Yeah,
and
more like
gray. Well, he's not wearing the gray suit jacket, but he's holding the suit jacket and gray pants.
looks like he blacked out on a Friday after work. Is what he looks like.
Yeah, he looks hungover as shit.
That's what he looks like right there.
Interesting. This movie already is kind of up the alley of what I was kind of hoping it would be. Like,
Well, they're filming it in
Don't-
L.A. You can
don't
see
trust
all
the
this shit on
narrator.
the sidewalk.
Yeah, I wonder how much of the budget goes to cleaning shit.
It's whatever.
it'd be nice though if that second Joker was
Lakers suck. Lakers suck.
oh my god, Willem Dafoe. If only, but it doesn't look like it's Willem Dafoe. At least from
It
that picture.
looks like it's.
Well, and I like too, because from the last movie, obviously there was so many of the people wearing his mask and committing crimes because of obviously what he did, that obviously it could just be playing into that.
Mm-hmm. Very, very true. Yeah.
That's kind of what my first thought was, is
Like
maybe it's
people are
like one of
saying,
those
I was gonna say
loyalists
people
or
are kind of,
something.
I think, they're. What I'm reading, it looks like it's like the first movie where maybe they're gonna symbolize with him, and they're gonna be copycats,
loyalists
of him.
and shit.
Because
Like that
I
type
mean, because the brown suit is Joaquin, which I thought, and then the one in the red suit is probably just a copycat.
Yeah,
And it makes sense because in the first movie, like, he goes on live television.
and all those people are wearing the masks and fucking causing mayhem everywhere and
Love that.
trying to emulate his
You
stuff.
get what you fucking deserve.
Dude, that was such an incredible scene. I
That
love it.
was. That just gave me chills. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember
It was
when I
like-
was in the theater. I remember I just sat there. I think I sat there in fucking silence for like 90% of the movie, just
And
like
dude,
keep my jaw up, man.
Like-
Fucking so awesome.
I remember I was talking to it, and my mom was on the phone with me, and she just goes, "Yeah, I watched the Joker movie, and that was disturbing." And I just go, "You watched that?" And she just goes, "Yeah." She goes, "That was." She goes, "That was disturbing. It was just weird, and I don't know. It was just unnerving." And I was like,
Then you
It did
got
its
it.
job.
Then you got it.
I laughed. I was like, "Why were you?" I mean, I know why. It's probably because it's Joaquin. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love how it's one of those movies that people will tell you if they've seen it. They're like, "Yeah, I watched it and it was really good. Don't ever want to see it again, though."
yeah, exactly.
Dude,
That's kind of exactly how my mom kind of put it. She was like, "It wasn't bad. It was good." She goes, "I don't know that I ever want to watch it again." And I was like, "Oh, is it 'cause it's fucked up?" Like, yeah.
Which kind of has me a little nervous for Joker 2. Like, are there going to be a lot of like
I
as
feel-
many returning people where they were like, I said I wouldn't watch the first one again.
I'm afraid for this one just because since it's going to be a musical, I feel like it might be a little more goofy.
I think that might bring people back if they can keep that same dark tone and use certain bits of music as levity. If they can do that, and obviously, because here's the thing. They wanted the first one to be a true depiction of the mental health and the degradation of that. I'm
really hoping it's like a psychological musical type of thing where it's like, almost when it happens, it's like I'm gonna think that those moments probably aren't actually happening. They're probably either gonna be happening in his or the Gaga's head.
Yeah, the performances are in people's heads. That would be fucking awesome. I could get down with that.
I just can't wait to be in the theater and she's gonna start singing, and all the chicks in that theater, Fame Monster.
Fangirls.
Which I don't blame them. She kills it.
Yeah, she does.
Sure.
That she does. No shame. Love the Gaga.
Yeah, I've got no shame.
Talent's talent, baby.
Last bit of very true.
Just like Super
she's
Bowl
got a set of pipes.
Just like we were sitting there for the Super Bowl halftime show, just shit. Kind of forgot how much I liked Rihanna's music.
Yeah, fucking banger after banger, all fucking game, all halftime. We're just like, this is her song too.
At first, like she was singing her newer stuff, and then the song that goes "I've Been Everywhere." And I was just like, I turned to him and I was like, Bob, and I go, "This one's a banger."
That's a lot. So I think even Haley said something about like something to the fact of I forgot how many hits she's had, and I was like, well, that's why she made a bill. All right.
At the end there, when she played one after another, I think that's when everyone was like, damn, forgot about all of this.
She is fucking premium.
And then I think this is last bit of news. Well, Mark Ruffalo talking about a little James Gunn here. This is via the Direct.
Who was he? Wait, it was them? I thought he was going to be...
I got it from the Direct. I don't know.
Right. No, I was just wondering...
I'll pull up the full article.
Where did they pull the quote from?
Let's see.
It's in an interview.
Oh, at Emerald City Comic Con. Mark Ruffalo was asked what advice he would give to DC amidst its reboot, but instead of words of wisdom, the Hulk star responded with words of confidence in James Gunn, saying, Marvel should be sweating. Quote, I would say hire James Gunn because nobody does it better, and Marvel should be sweating because James Gunn is a really gifted filmmaker, and I think he's going to be amazing for that franchise. End quote.
How's that make you feel, DC fan?
I've always been, I feel like I'm more on the positive side of James Gunn. Sure, I don't love every choice he's made so far. Hashtag bring Cavill back. Not really. It's done. But I
still has to bring it up.
I like the Suicide Squad. People like to shit on how little money it made. It's like it was also direct to HBO Max. It was during a pandemic.
Godzilla!
I don't care.
Out during a pandemic
when nothing really did well.
Yeah. So, Peacemaker, which has been great.
I liked it a lot.
Hoping that Guardians 3 delivers, and if Guardians 3 delivers, I mean, he's delivered a great trilogy over there at Marvel and the Guardians movies. So I really, as far as superhero stuff, I don't feel like he really has a blemish. I mean, fuck, I even love his movie with Dwight, Super, and Elliot Page. But I don't know if you guys watched that movie. It's like a dark, low budget, but like dark humor superhero
how
story.
He wants to be a superhero. Yeah. I've looked into it, just have not.
Literally, just Dwight runs, or Rainn Wilson. Dwight runs around just beating people with a red wrench, dude.
Yeah,
it's sick.
There's nothing more DC than I've ever heard.
Car theft is a crime.
Hell yeah,
movie's awesome.
Oh, Liv Tyler's in it.
Oh yeah, she is in that too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Is that on HBO?
I think so. It's definitely on one of the streaming services because that's how I watch it.
Say no more. Elliot Page is the sidekick. Okay.
Say no more.
And he's, sorry, my bad. I'm just gonna say they do a great job in that role. They're like funny as fuck in that movie. But that I think that wraps up the DC.
Yeah.
Kind of even led you in there with a little Mark Ruffalo Marvel stuff.
Yes, Mark Ruffalo hyping your boy up, your new guy. That was going around. Another thing. he said apparently, I think in that same interview, was that like he's also helped kind of allude to this whole notion of like, oh well, we could bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. So I can't remember exactly what he said. That I'm trying to find it here on the direct because I know they had it too, but there's been a couple things that have come out from that interview. But I don't know. That's about it.
Did he get asked about how Ant-Man is just tanking at the box office?
Oh, I
That
mean,
movie is struggling.
Did you see that he actually said something? I
No.
really don't know.
No, he did.
But I did
not that I know
see
of.
where, yes, real quick on that. So the metrics for that or whatever came out. 69% drop
Wow.
Which is
from opening
bad.
weekend to second weekend. So that's bad. Because
Yeah.
the thing is with these blockbusters is usually you don't have that big of a drop because people will go back and see it a second time.
Usually
So
you want to
clearly-
stay in the 50 to 60% drop off range. That's pretty average. Now, granted, Spider-Man: No Way Home had I think it was in like the 70s, but it also had a massive opening weekend. So
Yeah,
it
like
kind of
everyone
so
went
it made
saw
sense why they had a hard drop off and they still made a crap ton of money. But I think with it was 69. Oh, poor baby.
God.
And then do you
won't
have the
just
number
stand there
for?
and whine like that? Because if so, I mean,
Yeah, she can lay in here, but you'll have to shut the door so she doesn't hear anything upstairs. Otherwise, she'll throw a fucking tantrum.
oh god.
Otherwise, she'll stand there and cry.
We got a sweet,
Hold on, I
we
got
got a
to
sweet
All
baby
right.
pit outside the door. Yeah, new co-star. It's not little Bubs this time. This pupper's a tank. Thick with 3
Oh,
C's.
you're getting in my seat now?
Hi,
so
sweetie.
happy to see us.
I know,
Hi,
it's just-
sweetie.
So I could hear you. I couldn't get to you.
Right?
But yeah, that's not good. How much did it? What's its box office? What was its box office after
Okay.
the second weekend?
Okay, come here.
I gotta look at it. I just saw
Because I'm wondering if it's
I
even
just
going to
saw
make.
the percentage drop, and I was like,
Because I wonder if it's even going to make 500.
it is at 519 million.
It's already there. Oh, is
I
that?
mean-
Sorry. Is that internationally?
Oh, I would imagine.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, domestically? No, it probably won't.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a movie you don't see twice. I mean, in theaters. I mean, that there wasn't anything that was like, I want to see it again, but I'm not going to pay another ticket price to go see that again. So, Freya, will you be careful?
It's
and
just
quit being
really
nosy?
odd because it had. I mean, it had a really good opening weekend. I mean, it's the biggest opening weekend for the Ant-Man movies at least. So I mean, it had the uptick that you would want for your sequels, but it's just kind of odd that it's not odd because we
So,
know why it's
yeah,
probably happened, but it's
so-
just such a drastic dip on the third one.
This is on MovieWeb, but they're saying weekend when Creed 3 comes out, Ant-Man 3 continues to lose viewers dramatically compared to last week. It's down 61%. So, yeah, people just not going to see it back. Not going to see it, I guess.
Oh, see, mine shows 420 worldwide.
Well, I don't know. It's literally just like
I don't know, man. Who cares? I don't know. It's clearly struggling, though. Do you think this is more of an actual symptom of like just it underperforming, like writing wise, for the fans, or do you think this is more of a symptom of just people kind of feeling burned from Phase 4?
it says both, probably. Like Phase 4, for the most part. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, let's just say it mostly sucked. It was boring.
And also remember, the Ant-Man movie series isn't one that's heralded by any means. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp and all those.
Well, that's the thing.
You know.
Is that he is like
He's usually the palate cleanser.
he's the palate cleanse. Yeah, that's what people literally have all been saying on Twitter. Is like, I don't like the palate cleanser hero taking on a big bad like Kang, who is supposed to be more evil and you fear him way more than Thanos, and you don't get that feeling when Ant-Man beats him.
Right, and that's honestly, I
Spoilers.
agree. I agree. Right, yeah, spoilers.
It's been like 3.
It's been a couple
It's been 3 weeks.
You've had your chance.
Yeah, exactly. You've had your chance.
We obviously see you're not watching it, so
It's obviously not that important to you.
It's not that important.
Oh my god.
We got the numbers.
Well, we can tell you're obviously you didn't go see it, maybe. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd say it's probably both.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole thing that his hero's a palate cleanser, and I mean, and then of course, the other choices of not being so creative, like again, you just don't. Again, probably needed to see him actually. Like he talks about killing Avengers. It's like, well, fucking show him doing it when you're doing the flashbacks.
Well, didn't they just? I was gonna say,
but
obviously that they could have placed that in there and made it more, obviously more scary for that character and building up him as a villain.
yeah.
But I think that didn't they just say that the next movie that he's in, he's gonna be murdering the shit out of Avengers left and right?
So that'll transition.
It's just almost like
that
it's not
kind of
believable.
transitions me into the next point I want to get into. So the next movie he's in is Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pause. What's our timestamp?
50.
Oh, minutes? Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, alright. So, so to me, no surprise, Jeff Loveness was on Phase Zero, which is comicbook.com's podcast. He said that he's basically going to write Kang as the main character for Avengers 5. What's that sound like? Oh, it's the same thing he just did for the last really good Avengers movie. The villain's the main guy. So, we probably will see a Kang the Conqueror, another Kang the Conqueror variant, 'cause obviously the end credit scene, spoilers. We saw a shit ton of them, so I'm sure there's just one other that's very close to exactly how he was.
Well, they're saying that too. Then isn't that the flashback where he's Teller or whatever in the old school, the old timey looking scene?
Oh,
Yeah, he's in Loki season 2.
the Loki. That's the Loki
Victor
season
Timely.
2.
Yes.
So that's probably the show. Which and
That's-
that too. I wasn't really going to bring this up. Apparently, that's going to be a late summer release now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was originally they were thinking it would be midsummer, like June, July-ish, just because Mando would be over and then some of the movies would have come out, so then they would have to have something to come out. But apparently that's going to be a late summer release too.
Okay.
But I would say what is it, Timely?
Good old Victor Timely.
Victor, that's it. Yeah.
Victor Timely.
So
Victor
I would
Timely.
say that variant is probably going to be. They're either going to do that season like they're chasing down that variant, or they're chasing down a few of his variants. Maybe some
would
of
be
the
fun.
ones that aren't such big assholes. Because there is one. I mean, they have to do. Since they're even doing Kang, I imagine they have to do Iron Lad, and
I would
he's
think
going to
so.
actually be the real, like, the movie replacement for Iron Man, I would imagine.
Yeah, I saw. Well, I can't remember.
Makes sense.
I saw somewhere where that Timely, the Victor Timely variant, is connected directly, not just because of it's a variant, to the Kang the Conqueror variant we saw in the Ant-Man trailer. I can't remember where I
mean,
read that.
it could be because, like, again, like with the end credit scene, they all eventually become connected together because in the comics, there's a bunch of variants of himself because it's like different realities where he traveled back in time.
Right.
And then they all realize, like, across the multiverse, like, oh, we need to team up to kill the Avengers. And they do. I don't know if they actually kill the Avengers, but they team up. But, yeah. So that would make sense that they are going to have some connections like that. I haven't seen anything like that. But
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where I
Follow
found it.
that up. I feel like I didn't get to deep dive into it too much, but I feel like I saw a rumor about Kang potentially being the villain in the next. The next.
My dog's being needy.
Doctor
Forgive us.
Strange movie. Did you see that?
Well, that would make sense, too, though, just
I mean,
because,
it makes
like,
sense because the incursions and stuff, but
the incursions and in the right? Like really, like they thought it was. Are you dude? So I wonder if it's like
She is wanting your
No.
dude. She's loving you, man.
probably smells his other
Probably.
dogs and it's like, oh, my kind.
Oh, you got pitties too?
Yeah.
She keeps turning her head, looking at you. It's so funny.
Oh, sweet. What?
Oh,
okay.
You're not playing with it. Do you gotta go? I'll let you guys continue, and I'll let her outside.
All right.
Before she.
Yeah, she's ready. She's wagging her tail. She's definitely wanting to go. Yeah, she was ready.
Sorry anybody who's audio listeners or headphone listeners.
Oh, shit, I scream and yell half the time. Good God. Kang.
Yeah, Kang. Doctor Strange.
Oh, I guess that makes sense because, okay, so I'd have to go back and watch. What is Charlize Theron's character's name?
Isn't it like Thena?
Not Thena. That's Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's right.
Eternal. Her character, doesn't she say to him something about him fucking with the multiverse caused problems in the dark dimension?
Something like, yeah. Because I think it had something to do with, the eye.
Yeah, that damn thing.
It's just,
I'm
and
just
he's
saying,
burned.
I could see it since, again, the previous movie was Multiverse of Madness, and he's traveling the multiverse, but then, yeah, I could see that where the third one is maybe just exploring more of that, and then he comes across Kang variants. That makes sense.
That'd be fun.
I think, and I don't even know how much merit there is really to this. I think another thing I randomly saw, since we're on the subject, is that hopefully the next time we see America, she won't be like screaming the whole time, and she'll actually like have her powers, and
Right.
she'll be the America that we're supposed to see that whoops ass.
Right.
Like, because she's supposed to be like a tough character, but they did not write her that way in that movie. And that's kind of why a lot of people are like, fuck that movie.
Nope. Don't like that.
Yeah. A lot of people did not like how they did America Chavez, and apparently it's going to be very different the next time we see her. I don't know.
Well, it should be, considering how we left her. I mean...
Well, but, I mean, even the fact that, like, I don't know. How old is... I don't even want to try, because I'm probably going to butcher. Okay, she's only actually 16. Like, okay, so she was playing a high schooler. America Chavez, usually in the comics, is someone that's, like, a full-grown adult, typically.
That's why I didn't really, get too insulted by it, because she was kind of... She kind of almost seemed like she was like a kid that has these amazing powers that doesn't quite understand how they work together and everything. So it's like
that's how I took it.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of fans getting pissed off at characters in movies, and they're just like, "That's not how they were in the comics. They're not at their peak as soon as they show up on screen." It's like, do you not want character development at all?
Are you also saying, is that why it's called an adaptation?
Oh shit.
Oh,
man.
shit.
Holy shit.
It's not supposed to be exactly the same?
Shit.
Ah!
All the whiny babies. Their points have been dashed.
Yes. God, all the way back, though. Loveness said on the Fact of King, that's how I'm trying to write him. We'll see how the structure changes and how the flow works, but like he's got to be his own hero, and especially Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man thought he was. I don't know what he's trying to really say there. Or maybe he doesn't use the word hero, but he's on a crusade and he's doing it for a reason, just like Thanos was. So maybe he'll be the protagonist, but he probably will be, or they'll try to just like write it that way.
I kind of got the feeling that the Kang we saw in Ant-Man might end up being
the Beyonder, He Who Remains, or was supposed to be, right?
Maybe
right,
yeah.
Because that's the whole thing. Is the He Who Remains in Loki was the one that said, "I beat all my variants," and the one that's in Ant-Man that didn't get out was trying to say, "You don't understand.
Yeah,
I am the good guy here."
That's kind of what I was getting.
Let me just kill trillions in other universes. Yours will be okay. I only give a shit about yours. Didn't mean to spit. Sorry, that's disgusting. Anyways, God,
the passion's real.
I mean, that's kind of when I started to think about it. Where my head went was like, I think that they basically killed the same. Essentially, the air quotes same variant twice
because they
keep stomping on their own foot.
They both talk about the variants almost in the same exact way. Is why I kind of think that just the way that they describe his other variants.
Well, yeah, He Who Remains. He says my variants are not benevolent like I am. And then in Ant-Man, he's like, he says something like, you don't understand how dangerous my variants are, or something like that. And it probably was that Kang was really supposed to become He Who Remains. But, doesn't happen.
But all the benevolent
because
ones,
I do remember an interview from Kevin Feige a few months back where he said that Kang's going to be complicated because there's going to be times where you're rooting for Kang, but then there's also going to be times where you're not rooting for Kang. So it kind of makes sense
at that time, I took that quote as, yeah, jackass, I know you're talking about Iron Lad. I'm not stupid.
Still
now, your casual fans, they don't know who that is, but I do. So
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, there are some other, it's like Namor. It's like they're not, like I said, they're not as big of assholes. So
lesser villains.
Because the one that you brought up, the Beyonder, he's not really like a bad one, is he? Or is he? I thought he's the one that helps the heroes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have an extreme knowledge of Kang, but I can't. Is the Beyonder the one where it's like where he finally gets all of his variants basically into one? Or it's going to be something where he goes beyond universe or whatever the fuck they call that, and he gets the power
Beyonder
from there.
is the one that he.
I can't remember.
This might not be the right one.
See, actually, I think the Beyonder is actually its own character.
I was gonna say, I thought he was his own character.
Yeah, I think the Beyonder's his own character in the comics. So I think they're just adapting it.
TheIlluminerdi.com. MCU Beyonder rumored to be Kang variant of Avengers 6 for Secret Wars.
Yep.
So he is or is not a Kang variant?
Well, according to Marvel.fandom.com, his name is unrevealed.
Okay.
Having observed Earth, the Beyonder started various secret wars. He created Battle World and forced many heroes and villains to fight.
So that's where also, I don't know, I think there was a rumor about Battle World this week too, and it's like, well, yeah, if the Beyonder's going to be there, makes sense, especially if they're and Secret Wars, because depending on what Secret Wars you're going to do, because there's like 2 or 3 of them.
I was going to say, yeah, that's the thing. Are we going to get a live action Civil War too? Probably not, because they made their Captain Marvel in the MCU way too fucking strong.
If I remember right, I think I'll have to find it. I can't remember if he gets his powers from like the Beyond Realm or if he gets it from Doctor Doom.
It says that he's one of the Beyonder people in the 616 article, so it seems like he gets it from wherever he comes from.
Let's say I'm not find Doctor Doom. Oh, the Beyonder after taking back his power from Doom. Yeah, Doctor Doom will be involved. What? Doctor Doom confirmed in the MCU? What? You didn't hear it here first, or did you?
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right. One other thing that Loveness said in this podcast. He can't say specifically who's in it. Got a really good crop of performers. He said, I think I'd get in trouble. I gotta get better at talking to the internet, because, I mean, this dude has been spilling.
Yeah.
He has. You have been, Jeffrey. Not you, but...
I said, what happened?
He goes on, because we have this really good crop of performers, and he says this, we got Florence Pugh and Jonathan Majors and Letitia Wright. I'd say naming them specifically, they're in his movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we for sure have Yelena and the Black Panther, which would make sense because the first generation, they're dead in the universe.
Yeah.
So now you have the second generation that comes in. We'll probably get Steinfeld. Oh, I saw that kind of floating around there where they might kill him off. Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. In the next Avengers.
Well, they're a bunch of assholes then.
Well, they have Haley to take the place.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Jeremy Renner's been through enough this year, okay?
That's accurate, but I'm just saying
we need to wait like
saw that.
We need to wait like 2 or 3 more years. Give the man some time. Let him be a badass one more time as Hawkeye.
Damn, he's gonna be fucking.
But
Covered
crap, I
all
can't remember
last
what I
time.
was about to bring up.
Oh, okay.
It was something to do with. Oh, didn't he say something about Namor too?
Yeah, he's been saying that we talked about that,
Or was that
last week. So,
Okay, never mind
so
then.
there's the fourth one. So Namor, we know because he said he's like, I can't wait to write him.
Mm-hmm.
So Namor, and again, I feel like him specifically name dropping those actors. They're in his movie to me. Maybe not, but I feel like they are.
Man, I can't wait for him to slip up the name like Hugh Jackman or something. Never
Oh,
mind.
Personally,
yes. He
Dumb.
says dumb.
Oh man, God, he just one day yeah, we got a great casting, as you know, Hugh and Toby. I'd be like, what? What you just say? What you just say? Is that confirmed? It's confirmed. All the rumors are confirmed.
Say it twice, damn it.
Yeah. Say it again.
Say it again.
Here, take my money.
Right.
Here, take it again.
Take it again. Yeah.
I appreciate
Got a weird-
your contributions to the, my society, the leaks, the spoilers before they come out. Thanks, Jeff Love.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. Thanks, man.
You're contributing to the problem. I'm not the problem. Jeff's the problem.
That's right. No one,
That fucking guy.
no one talks to Jeff.
He doesn't even make him try anymore. He just comes straight from the horse's mouth now.
Shit, you might as well. Not gonna matter if you don't.
I don't have good transitions for these next two. Just real quick. Speaking of Ant-Man and Jeff Loveness, all this. Oh, we got 2 things. I kind of skipped over this one note. So let's just get to that. Loved what he said with Vital Thrills. MODOK is not going to be a serious character.
I saw that.
He's
yeah.
always going to be just a big, dumb head. A big, dumb dipshit.
When that
Look at me!
quote,
It's hopeless!
I'm a dick.
I'm just a dick!
Look at me.
I'm not
We
gonna
were
lie.
like brothers. Yep, we were. We were.
When that quote came into our group chat this week, no way that's a real quote.
I know.
Yeah.
I think he said it, and I was like, oh, no, he said that.
Well, and that was the only time I had seen it, so I was like, and usually when I find
yeah, I
one
had
off the
seen
wall
it like
shit,
a couple days prior, and you guys just were talking about it. I was like, oh, I figured you'd seen that by now. And when you were like, there's no way that's real. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's real.
Yeah,
That's
as soon as you said it, I started
awesome.
Googling away. I'm like, fucking, is it real?
that was real.
Avenge the Fallen.
That poster.
Dude, we need one in here so bad.
Honestly,
So bad.
I honestly hope that he just puts him in a Kang Dynasty as well, and they do make a character poster with him.
Oh,
That'd be great.
absolutely.
That'd be so good.
Big doofy ass head.
Especially a part of the Avengers.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, because he
Actually
told him
earned
that
it
he
this
is.
time.
Because he told him that he is. He comes back. He's like, he told me.
We should make the.
But
dude,
Scott.
we should make
Brings MODOK.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me now! Here I am again, a dick.
I'm not a dick anymore.
We should just make the poster Avenge the Fallen, but it's him with the back shot and the hanging ass. Like that'd be hilarious.
Just getting pulled out of the goo.
Getting pulled out of the goo. Yeah. Avenge the Fallen.
I'd put that shit.
Oh man.
That'd be nice.
God. Shit. God. Good laughs all around. All right, so two other big heavy rumors first. Jay and I talked about this one. So apparently the theory is that when Disney's deal with owning 2/3 of Hulu is up, they're going to try to sell it so then they can gain the money to buy back other Marvel properties. And the big one everyone is throwing around is Hulk. Because it's really the biggest property name that they can't do whatever they want with.
Right.
Outside of he and Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Which Spider-Man they're never going to get back.
No.
Like Sony is not
way too
dumb.
Deep. They're way too deep on that shit.
And Sony's not dumb.
Right.
Like they will never get that back.
No.
Like
no.
Unless they bought Sony, which they'll never be able to do that either. So
no.
And that'd be also probably
if that does happen, we are on some dark times if that ever does happen.
Yeah.
But,
God, if that happened, it's like literally at that point it's like, well, yeah, my whole life's controlled by Disney as far as almost everything.
Pretty much.
Especially entertainment.
And I pulled out my gun.
Say more. Two, I'm gonna cap this bid.
Also, just side note, since we quoted it, yes,
Seriously.
thank you, Trey and
Well,
Matt, because so far
Oh.
this season has
Really,
been.
you have liked it.
I have liked this season so far.
Okay,
It reminds me of old South Park.
It does do that, but I will say, loved the first one.
Second one was
It was
the
iffy.
second one was and
Third one was good.
The third one was better. But
First one's the best, I agree.
yeah.
Second one's the weakest. Third one I thought was solid.
Dude, Cupid Yee. You can't top that. It's hard to top, though.
The third one, I have to
Hard
admit,
to
the
top.
third one, this third episode they just had, I'm kind of lost of what they were all really trying to make fun of and get at. Or were they just kind of like were they
Which one
trying
was this
to
last one?
were they trying to compare the toilet paper companies to like American politics and the whole if you ask too many questions you're gonna die type of conspiracy crap? Like
I'd have to honestly rewatch the third one because I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of late and I may have had a few
the
drinks.
whole show,
but I think it might have been.
it
Granted, I'd have to rewatch it again, but it might have been kind of like a stab at like Big Pharma too and all that jazz. Just like
I think it
Yeah, I think
it
there's-
was or something like that.
I'd have to
because-
go back and rewatch it. But
Well, because he goes through it's him and Jimmy.
plus, there's also like this just bidet craze in general. So
Well,
it kind
yes.
of makes sense that they would
The
do
bidet
that, but-
craze, that part I understood because yes, there is like this weird bidet craze. But when they were like Jimmy's explaining the whole, did you know that Americans are the ones that use all this toilet paper and we're like the only fucking country that does and most of the other world like they all use bidets or they use a washcloth to wipe their ass and
I think they're also just like a part of that is probably just like an environmental thing. It's just like, look at how much fucking trees we kill just to wipe our ass, man. Just spray some water on your ass, dude.
right. Well, I got a buddy that games with me, and he was even saying he's like, I love South Park and I love Trey and Matt. He goes, but He's like, I'm thinking they might need to hang it up. There's just some things that seems like they get pissed off about. That's like, dude, who cares? Like,
so from what I'm reading here, apparently it's South Park's take on how we will justify anything as long as it's for the environment. Like we have to have this $10,000 toilet because of the environment.
oh, so it's another stab at electric cars.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's in essence, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's an environmental slap. Not for the sake of climate change.
I mean,
but...
like I said, I was watching it and I was like, okay, this is kind of funny. And I was sitting there, I'm like, what are they really trying to get at?
Yeah.
Because, like, again, the first one, you knew exactly who they were making fun of. And it was
incredible.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And it was, like you said, it was like old school South Park. Geniusly put together. Multiple different revolving, like, plots or things they're making fun of all weave together for this big, stupid plot. And it was just fucking hilarious. The TikToking, and the fact, too, that not only do they make fun of the young generations that sit there and they waste all this time on TikTok, but they specifically make fun of the fact that for whatever weird-ass reason, it's always, like, Japanese anime shit that people do. Like, that's, like, a lot of what it is. And
gotta jump on them
I
trends.
was just...
Yeah.
And then when he throws the Cupid Yee in there, I was just like, this is, like... OG from 10 years ago South Park when it was
100%.
at its peak. It's hilarious.
Dude, I like the when they like essentially making fun of Americans and how stupid they are and prideful over dumb things. Like when Stan's dad calls the whole school and tells them he's got a new toilet.
Dude, that's where I was laughing.
Like-
and then he invites everyone over for dinner and they have this big fancy feast and he's like, "Yep, got a $10,000 toilet."
And then
he's like,
and he listens to him and goes, "Oh." Like enjoys it with them. Yeah. He's, and he's smiling and shit. It's like how giddy and fucking stupid Americans are.
The other thing I love too is how he did the typical, like, kind of our generation above us, like the typical, like, marriage couple is, well, how much did it cost? 10-ish.
10-ish. Yeah.
He just 10-ish. I was like, I laughed my ass off. I was like, that's fucking millennials to a T.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that is so funny.
Uh-huh.
I was dying when he's like, 10-ish.
When
10-ish.
When they rip out Old Blue and bury him in the yard.
Old Blue. Dude, just duct tape hanging off
maybe
of
it was
him.
funnier and I gave it credit. I just wasn't laughing as much because I was, I watched it alone. But I don't know. Shit.
I will say it is better to watch with friends. than
100%.
shit.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like that reassurance that, okay, this is funny. That's how it works for me.
I'm not an asshole for laughing. Well, we're all assholes together laughing at it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, thank God. That's true. That eases my conscience.
I got other people going to hell with me.
All right. The other thing floating around, we kind of touched on this when we saw that he got cast, but people are heavily saying that Steven Yeun is probably going to be the Sentry. Someone even shared the whole, like, well, he better, like, look normal and dark-haired, but then when he powers up into the Sentry, his hair goes blonde like a Super Saiyan. And people were like, you already have this, and they showed Larson from Captain Marvel, like, where her hair does do the Goku, and that's sick. I loved it. I grew up with DVC. I loved it. So, whatever.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah.
Has nothing to do with who plays Captain Marvel either.
No, it does not. Thank you. And
Definitely
she would appreciate me for that, so.
I wonder how you know that.
Right. Something you're not telling us, huh? Let's see.
But
Hey, you look over what I just said, all right? Anyways, yeah, that's apparently who he's going to be. I mean, he probably is going to be.
I'm sure he'll be great. For him, I kind of wish he was playing a villain just because he already voices Invincible.
Well,
but
I think
I'm sure he'll do
the
great.
idea of the movie is that it.
Well, it makes sense if they're the
he
Thunderbolts, but
he will be the antagonist of the movie.
right.
Yes,
but he
I know
won't-
the character is not necessarily a villain, but I think when he always gets first introduced, he's just an antagonist, not necessarily bad guy. It's not so black and white after
But say
all.
it'll be interesting anyway. Like even if it's not like a quote unquote villain role, because it is the Thunderbolts, so it's like he could be like the good guy that's the villain antagonist of the story, but I don't know. It'd be cool to see him either way. I'm excited. He's a great actor, so he'll do great. Whatever he's doing, he'll do great. Hot surprise is Reed Richards, smartest man alive.
I don't care. Like, they need to hurry up and cast that.
Yeah, they really do.
All right, and then
writing it. Yeah.
So this kind of just a real quick one. Apparently, according to The Guardian, Michael Douglas plans to sell his digital likeness once he dies, and he's 78. And you could.
That came out of left field.
Yeah, I know.
To who? To Disney? Or to anybody?
Selling
We're taking beds.
Anybody, just buy this shit.
I just like that's like why it was so interesting to me. It's like, well, how does that even work? Like, does he just does it just Disney buys it? Just we want to own his digital likeness,
or is it just like a trust that's set up in his family? Just like
Probably,
anybody that wants to use him for a movie, it's just like,
paid.
Oh yeah, that's cool. You can use my dead grandpa's likeness and voice. That'll be $5 million.
I would bet that's how it probably actually works.
It would have to be
living.
That'd be interesting.
It's like a living trust or something. Not a living trust, but like a weird type of trust. But
that'll be very difficult to navigate though for them moving forward. If they do own those, because the family will have probably direct say in how he's used. Like in a lot of ways. Too. Not always.
It's like, hey, here's $5 million. We're gonna put your grandpa on this filthy.
Right.
No, we don't want that $5 million. Get that out of my face.
Yeah. Right. He's dead. Fuck it. Yeah. Put him on there. That'll take $5 million.
So, I would assume that's the only way it would make sense to me is if it's set up in like a family trust, and then like the family would then have to approve of the roles that somebody wants their relative to be in. That's interesting. I think that's really the time we're living in, huh, boys?
Dude, there's a lot of performers, like artists, like music artists, that when they do like the laser shows and they like put them on stage, like the estates of their family get paid for that. Those appearances.
So it seemed like
Tupac.
Yep, Tupac.
Michael Jackson.
Yep, Michael. And then Michael's was a big deal. That's why I say that. That's really what kind of triggered me with that.
His was like the first, wasn't it?
Yeah, and his family was like beside themselves. For some reason, that makes me think of that. I can't remember exactly why, but that's what made me think of it initially, is that might be a little more difficult than you think buying that property.
So you think that's what they have, like, with James Earl Jones? Do they
it's 100%
Disney do something with their family or his family then? Interesting.
I would imagine they did. And they've already come out and said that they are AIing his voice.
That's epic, though. Imagine being the dude who's just like, my legacy
lives forever.
Vader.
Through voice. That's fucking crazy.
My legacy lives forever through one of the greatest characters of all time.
Yeah.
Like, awesome.
That is awesome.
And literally, he has embodied Vader so much that they won't even entertain the idea of having somebody else really do it for the long term. That's fucking sweet.
Sick. The closest we'll do, if Hayden gets his mouthpiece busted out, we'll let him crack through.
Yeah, a little bit. Other than that, that's all you get.
That's all you get.
His quote here is, "Now I'm thinking I'm also going to have to license my name and likeness so the rights go to my family rather than to the metaverse. I see what AI is doing with pictures, with text. It's only a matter of time before you'll be able to recreate any dead person at any age with the voice and the mannerisms, so I want to have some control." Well, he's got a point.
Dude, that is crazy. That is just a crazy thing that we can talk about. Like, that's just insane.
I'm gonna look into this whole
yeah, I mean,
no
honestly, the whole AI shit's kind of crazy. There's some weird shit out there about it. I'm not gonna get into it. Jordan knows what I'm talking about because he heard about the same thing.
Did you hear about the homework shit?
Are you talking about with Olivia Doone and the paragraph generator?
That's where it started, yes. And I think it's becoming a big thing now.
I bet it is.
Because that dumbass had to fucking air out people's dirty laundry on social media when she's got millions and millions of followers.
It generates
and ruins everybody else's time.
It generates
I have no idea what you guys
Dude,
it generates a paragraph for you, and it will also generate the source list. So you don't have to even fucking do your homework. I've seen it. Like, she shared a TikTok of her doing it.
It's bad.
People are pissed. They were like, "This is your like household D1 LSU gymnast athlete encouraging
Olympian.
cheating," and people were mad. They're pissed.
Oh, God.
Like,
And the university
But-
released an official
but
statement.
she's got all the
Yikes.
fucking NIL money.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to care. She's set for life already. She's already a multimillionaire.
She's in school so she can keep making NIL money. That's the purpose of her being there at this point.
Literally, that is the purpose of her being at LSU.
Is
to
to
keep
look
making that money.
look hot and make money.
Don't hate the
She's
player,
got,
hate the
like-
game, baby.
I mean, yeah,
Talent,
anyone else in that position do the exact same shit.
Dude, if that shit would have been
called
available back when I
capitalism.
was in fucking college,
Awesome.
dude, dude,
It's awesome.
dude, they would have been like, I'm telling you, I would have had a hard time making up fucking excuses for not using that back when I was in college.
Also, real quick, we're at 124, in case you wanted to know.
Then last thing, Jeff Schneider, I think is his name. Just this industry insider, apparently a trusted source. He was on the Hot Mic, which is, I think, a podcast. What? You don't like it?
I about had a stroke. I was gonna say that mic's hot, but I just said that mozzarella or something. I don't know what I was gonna say. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just
I've had like a
just-
stroke twice this episode.
Just falling
Let's
apart
move
over
on.
there.
So I feel like you're taking this with a grain of salt, then maybe.
No, I was just trying to be funny, and then I had a stroke, and
Gotcha.
It all fell
So-
apart.
All fell apart. Apparently, he is saying, and people are basically taking his confirmation, because he's an industry insider, that Sydney Sweeney is the Jessica Carpenter Spider-Woman in the Madam Web movie. And that version of Spider-Woman does eventually become the Madam Web. So the movie is probably Sweeney, who becomes Spider-Woman, who then gets introduced to Dakota Johnson's Madam Web, and is going to be trained as the person to replace the mantle. And also, Adam Scott from, Step Brothers. He's Will Ferrell's younger brother, or like Parks and Rec. He and I have to look on IMDb because I don't remember her name. He and Emma Roberts are playing Ben and Mary Parker. So does the movie take place before
about to say Emma
certain
Roberts. She's
things?
kind of young to play Aunt May. I think you're the right.
No, Mary Parker.
Oh,
His parents.
Oh.
His parents. The guy right behind you. His parents.
well, isn't she still young for that? I think that's what I meant to say, and I said,
Yeah, I feel like.
hold on. I'm gonna make sure I'm actually thinking of the right actress when you say Emma Roberts.
You are. She's only 31.
Former Nickelodeon star.
Yes, she's only 31.
Dude, what?
And Adam
Are we doing the?
and Adam Scott is like way older than that. He's 50 this year. But he's got a baby face if he shaves, so whatever.
Depends
I
on
don't
what they're
know.
trying to do, I guess.
That's also on this. I believe that that's what this is. I believe when they're saying Ben and Mary Parker, I think they mean his parents.
I would,
The Ben Parker part for sure.
Yeah.
That's his dad.
Yeah.
The Mary Parker, I feel like maybe
that's
I'm.
odd. And this is supposed to be in it. And they're supposed to be in the Madam Web series.
Yeah, I mean they're on their own IMDb is listed as those characters.
Or is it flashback material?
See, maybe it could be.
Yeah, that's true. Could be.
Because I don't know though, because Sweeney is not like she's only in her 20s, so
Looks a lot younger, but yeah.
it does look a lot younger. So I kind of want to say this is like a story that takes place before Well, I mean, it's probably set in there.
So it's gonna have Ben and Mary.
Yes, that's what it says.
So a brother-sister tale.
Oh, is Mary Parker the sister? So you're saying Mary is May Parker? May's just a nickname?
Mary is Peter's mom, but Ben is Peter's uncle.
Oh,
Ben.
God
Okay.
damn it! I'm gonna fucking
Uncle
idiot.
Ben.
You're right.
Yeah, I fucking
Jesus
didn't even
Christ,
think about it.
Because
I lost
Peter's
it too.
dad's name is Richard.
Oh my God, that's right. I'm an idiot.
So that
God, how did I fuck
Interesting.
that up?
I didn't even
I
think
totally fucked.
well,
that
now
up.
an
I
age
didn't-
gap would
I
kind of
didn't-
make sense then.
Now,
too.
yes, now an age gap does make sense.
Um,
Okay, but they're
That's
young
odd.
though.
It's still odd.
They're young though.
So this whole series is gonna be a prequel.
It's got to be a prequel, right?
It would have to
I would
be.
think so.
So, for one thing, holy shit, everyone out there. Yep, I'm a big dumb idiot tonight. Totally forgot. Duh, Uncle Ben. Didn't even think of that. Thank you.
Well, to be fair, Ben Parker's usually the Parker you hear the most, other than May.
True. But I was thinking Dad for. Well, he was.
Well,
basically
even
was
when
his
you even
fucking
when you
dad.
when
Fuck
you
guys.
first yeah, Uncle was Papa, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He may have been your father's son, but he wasn't your daddy.
wasn't your daddy.
Ah,
Oh,
John do.
gone forever.
Gone forever.
Oh man,
So yeah, I guess this is it's a before,
that's juicy.
and I assume this takes place in the Venomverse.
Yeah.
Well, the Jessica Carpenter Spider-Woman does wear the black and white originally in the comic. So maybe they do something with like she maybe wears the red costume first, but then part of the symbiote gets onto her. I don't know. Just throwing shit out there.
Yeah, they're throwing
It's
a
just-
lot at the
it's-
wall right now,
healthy
though. Like,
speculation.
it's going to be interesting to see the kind of world they build up.
Yeah,
in the
it's very
Spider-Verse.
interesting, and this movie is set to come out next year.
But does Sony have the balls to release Into the Spider-Verse 2 and have Miles Morales enter live action? And just bring him into the main universe now.
Well, if they
Once
don't-
again, Sony, do it
Do it.
if you bad.
Do it if you bet.
and if you're not bad, just let Marvel pay you whatever to let them do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
shit.
yes,
Yeah, no shit.
yes. All
Yes,
right,
please.
I am now finally done with all my Marvel shit.
You're shite.
Well, should we
So,
do
let's
a
take a
should we-
break.
Yeah, do a break. Gotta
We'll
switch the
come-
batteries in so we can have a full video for the full
We'll
episode.
Come back with some Star Wars shit.
The remaining pillar of the Holy Trinity.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We're done with DC. We're done with Marvel. Now on to the Star Wars.
Star Wheezy. All right. So this week, obviously, 2 new episodes to come out, both Wednesday night. We have our beautiful batch. This episode, I would
batch.
say, is a little bit more improved as far as action's concerned than previous episodes. And then, of course, we'll get to Mando. But what were your guys' thoughts on batch this week?
I like this week.
Loved it. And for what you said, little better, 2 reasons. One, it does a callback to another series with the Zilla Beast. Spoilers.
Correct.
The Zilla Beast. Which, I'll admit, at first, I was like, watching, they're going through, and it's just like, then it starts feeding on the power. And I sat there, I'm like, this is familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is familiar, and I'm like, I've seen this. How have I seen this? And then when he crawls up the tower, and then he just starts getting big, I was like, oh, it's the magical dragon.
Damn right.
Like, yeah, that can't die.
Yeah,
And like,
it's just
I
fucking
just
crazy.
knew. So that reason, it's a callback to Clone Wars. That Palpatine was very interested in it during the Clone Wars when they got it off. Where did they get it from? Rygar. No,
No.
I can't remember.
I can't remember
Planet.
that part. No.
Anyways, the
It's still escaping.
other reason is because the bad we care about, the Empire, is involved.
Yep.
And like, it was just cool as shit. Especially the fact that the Empire is like No, we really want to go get this thing, and then Scorch is the character, which I didn't play that game.
No,
but that's how you know him, right?
From Squadron.
Yeah, it's from a video game.
Yeah.
Just the ship's flying down like into the planet, and we got our old faithful music. Yep. So I loved this episode.
Absolutely.
So I really, really enjoyed this episode. And then I know you guys, we all really don't like the latest trilogy, but we just kind of got to accept it. They've dug their heels in, and they're gonna make it canon. So I'm not gonna lie, stuff like this, building the background,
that's 100%. Yep. That's what's happening.
It kind of, in a way, even though it's kind of cheap, but I feel like it kind of, in a way, might help. If we keep getting background on like this whole cloning process of the Empire and how they got there, we've gotten hints in several shows at this point. It's like I'm okay with it. It's like fuck it. Yeah, we're obviously not going to just redo that expensive ass trilogy that made billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
So just why not? Why not just flesh out what you guys didn't get to in the trilogy, so that I don't know, it makes it. I think the trilogy a little better. I don't know.
They're just repeating what George Lucas and Filoni did anyway with Clone Wars.
Yeah,
Clone Wars, the series, helped validate, provided that gap for the prequel trilogy. So if you do go watch Clone Wars and then you watch it like in the middle of when you're watching the prequel trilogy, it kind of validates a lot more of the prequel trilogy, and you do grow to appreciate it a little more.
Oh, and lots more. For
I would agree with you. That was a point I was going to make if neither of you brought it up. Was that yes, I feel the same. That they are just validating the whole dark science only the Sith knew. Well, compared to you, apparently yes. Because they killed all the cloners on Kamino, and then every fucking scientist that knew how to clone was working for Palpatine.
Yep.
So,
and then now we also got follow up on
whatever
the Kaminoan scientist that was close to the batch. Or was close to Amiga, sorry.
The female scientist. Yeah, because they took her hostage. They never killed her.
Finally, isn't this her first appearance?
Yes,
they took
same
her
with
off?
the senator. Same with the senator.
Senator
they hadn't seen the senator in forever.
And the senator flops.
Yeah, he's just a piece of shit. He's like, you give me a freedom, I'll tell you exactly how to get her to talk. Mm-hmm. And you needed a plot point to get the Empire onto the batch, because the one dude's gone. The guy who ordered the strike on Kamino, Palpatine used him as a scapegoat. So you need.
Damn it! What is his name?
I can't remember.
Rampart? Is it Rampart?
I think so.
No, I think that sounds right.
I think that's all right. Mine was dying, so I shut my laptop off during the break. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Rampart. Yeah.
It is Rampart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
General Rampart.
Then you guys got to see space whales.
That was fucking
sweet.
No.
Oh wait, no. Is that something else?
No, that's something else.
I mean, we'll
get there.
God damn it.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'll mix up my shows.
But now I'm even more excited to get there.
We did see space whales.
What else?
And it's fucking sweet.
Because at the sign of space whales, there's a character that we've been waiting to come back for a long time.
And that just fucking brought it right into real life what's going to happen. And it's fucking awesome.
Maybe.
It will in the Ahsoka series, probably.
Right, I was going to say, in a later series, because this is all taking place before.
Right, exactly. But, no, dude, I think that as far as this episode goes, the coolest part of it was, like you say, the Empire, where they're at now. And then you have the Zillo beasts that attacked the temple, or the main place on Coruscant. Who experienced that, and who was the one that implemented that? It was fucking Palpatine that set the whole scenario up. Giant Zillo beast is ripping the upper levels of Coruscant to shreds, and he's acting like this, chancellor in distress, and he has to be saved. Well, then he can see the power of the animal.
Yeah.
So,
and he knows through the Force that they can small spoilers for Rebels. They learn to we actually saw it already with the Wookiees. They can use the Force to speak with, like, to communicate with animals.
Yep. And it's so cool because it also ties into Old Republic stuff of the old Sith war machines and the creatures that they would craft and have in battle. And when Sith were Legion, they actually used Force-made creatures like that. You know, not Force-made, but feeds off the Force that the dark side can provide. And to use that on the battlefield, that's what I fucking want. I mean, that's what I fucking want. And we get to see a little bit of it. I think they're referencing it here. They're not actually doing the thing, but it's cool to see anyway.
The Force and Dragons are coming. They are coming.
They're coming. Oh,
God. Yes. So very good episode.
Rate out of 10.
7.5. I will say though, I started after this episode. I actually looked up like Easter egg videos and stuff like that, and I watching them. I was like, oh, they gonna like this episode then, just because when they were calling, I was like, oh, call back to that, and then I was like, oh yeah, they probably like this one.
Yeah.
It sucked me right back in. I'll tell you that.
I mean, this again, like Jeff said, the space whale's just yes.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I remember I sat there and I was just looking up and I go, oh, it's the thing. I was like, it's the thing that I've been wanting.
Show me where he's at. Where'd you take him?
Yeah.
Where'd you take them?
Where are you coming from, damn it?
I know that hasn't really happened yet, but yeah, probably a solid 8.5, 9 for me. I don't like too much of the Sid character just kind of randomly popping back in and getting them to go do this thing.
It's all played out.
I guess it does kind of make sense, though, when Tech's like, well, she could out us if we don't work with her.
Exactly.
So, but yeah.
I'm hoping this is their way of kind of establishing that hopefully this is like a last mission with her.
That would be great.
Because that's kind of the impression I got with what they said, but God, I hope so. Please get rid of the Adventure of the Week shit, please.
Dude,
please.
This needs to come to a head at some point. Because we need to know what happens, because they're not there later, or if they are, where are they? We need to know, and they're gonna have to explain it one way or the other. But yeah,
well, are they only doing this second season, and then are we done?
I'm pretty sure. I haven't heard anything about a third season, or I haven't really been looking for it. But but I haven't heard anything about it. And wouldn't surprise me because this is really just. It's just like. Outside of what they did before with the time traveling and pulling Ahsoka out of the Nether,
hey,
they don't really.
That's our key that we might actually get a different sequel trilogy. So we're not gonna hate on the World Between Worlds just yet.
Not just yet.
Not just yet.
Not just yet. We'll find out more about that in Ahsoka.
We'll give it a chance.
I just
prove it.
A lot of it's supposed to be about World Between Worlds.
If she's hopping through time, I'm just gonna be like, all right, you've done it now. You've given us fans what we want.
Yep. Now you have to
a multiverse where we call something you make that's better than that hot garbage you gave us. We're all gonna say that's the canon.
well, to get into that, that's a good
transition. And then the other thing, all the fans are gonna be like, oh, all the books are canon. Fuck you. Multiverse, baby.
Well, just as a side note, I actually had a quote from Favreau about, looks like it was a Screen Rant posted. It looks like he was getting interviewed. Interview with Movie TV. Definitely a conversation going on regarding a sequel trilogy to the sequels, and everything still being canon and included. There's definitely a conversation that's going on, and also what happens after the sequel trilogy. Because the sequel trilogy only takes place over the course of a few years, and it's a big thing on the screen, and it's very eventful. But it is relatively a brief moment in history over the course of the thousands of years that Star Wars takes place. And so what happens after is interesting too, and I know that there's some discussion, exploration going on about what happens after it.
I don't care if they want to do something where maybe it's 10, 20 years down the road after Rise. And Rey has this, whatever if it's Jedi Order or not, just good people. And then there's just other bads out there. Fine. Just to make sure you have one cohesive story. and we don't rush character development to where we end up just hating the character because we're like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
Or starting story threads with a certain character and then never
just
paying off the said story.
That journey led us nowhere. That's how I feel about it most of the time. Some of the time. But no, dude. I mean, honestly, I like it. I'm obviously, you just spoon feed me more Star Wars, whatever it is, I'll take it. But for the most part, they need to move on. I mean, obviously, they're just in discussions at this point. Rumors are starting to swirl, but I'm not. No.
His comments about the time period of the next show we're going to talk about, that was also just really interesting.
What's that?
So, what did he say? That there's like a year gap between Mandalorian, the end of season 2, and then at the point when he gets Grogu back in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, the 2-year thing.
He said there's like a year or 2-year gap technically there.
When he had all that time with him.
Yeah, because I think they came out and said that they confirmed that Grogu actually did train with Luke for 2 years, right?
Yeah. They did. Mm-hmm. So that is interesting when you think about everything that's happened. Because also it does play into the original planet where the Bounty Hunters Guild was. I can't remember. I keep forgetting what it's called. Carl Weathers' character, where his character is and how it's been developed since the beginning. There was a post where it showed like the same shot from all 3 seasons, and like the first one was just dark, desolate, smoke, and couldn't see anything. And then next one you can see sun's out, people are walking around, and then now this one there's like colors flying and flags everywhere and stuff like that, and you can see kind of how long it's taking, because obviously the shit doesn't happen overnight. So, so it would have had to have been a substantial amount of time between visits, and it doesn't seem like it in the show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it was like slummy when they were last there, and then now it's all very almost dystopian in comparison.
What's he called? High Chancellor? High Chancellor? Is that it?
You know what I find really fucking odd about this episode?
What's up?
That I can't believe they actually had the balls to do this. It's just like that, when the season starts, it's like, previously on Mando. They didn't say shit about the Book of Boba Fett shit. Like, how is this little green guy back, huh? They didn't say shit.
And a lot of people are trashing on it because of that.
And I was like surprised. Like when as soon as it ended in the episode started, I was like, really? They're just not going to explain that?
Can't remember the handle, but
some people who didn't watch it.
Someone's tweet came across my Twitter feed and even said, imagine watching a show and a character leaves at the end of one season, and then the next season they're just magically back with no explanation as to why or how.
Remember when I said this?
Kind of what they did.
Remember what I said? Like a couple weeks, I think it was a couple weeks ago. This is what they're going to do. But you have to watch everything. I was going to say,
this is what Disney wants. Yeah. It's not, because it's not just with Star Wars. It will be with Marvel.
Yeah.
I think Marvel, that's what's odd, is Marvel actually wasn't always like that, though. Like, I think we've talked about this before.
And with Marvel, it's not as...
will come in at, like, somebody can come in Infinity War, and they'll still understand like what's going on, even if that's the first.
Well, and
Marvel
the other thing with Marvel is
lately, and that was kind of the problem with Phase 4, though, was that like it was almost like with some stuff.
So the thing with Marvel is that so far the only time we've really seen where you need to watch the show to understand really just more is Multiverse of Madness with Wanda and her kids.
True.
Really, for the sake of that movie, you don't need to know... I mean, they explain her motives in the movie, so that's fine. But as far as her children, the characters, you don't have to go watch WandaVision for any relevance for their part in the movie. So
you get the feeling and the scenes and the shots, certainly.
Yeah. That's like kind of been it so far, so we haven't seen it. Now, I think when The Marvels comes out and Photon it's going to be You know, you might sit there and be like, who is this character? Okay, it's the friend's daughter. Why does she have these powers?
Mhm.
Like, are they going to take the minute to explain that in the movie, or is it just going to kind of go?
Yeah.
Bad snap. It's my bad hand.
It's all good.
Not
No.
bad hand, just bad hand for snapping.
I just found it wild
But
that
anyways,
they didn't
we're,
touch on that at all.
We are into our Mando review then, and yeah, they just did not touch that at all.
No, and that's paying right into what they said they were going to do. You know, it's like the High Republic books and everything. Everything's got to be integrated now, and like they say, if you don't know anything about the High Republic, you won't know enough about Acolyte to appreciate it fully.
Oh, that's good. So I got to go read all that.
Well, we'll talk about something that just got I think it's coming out 21st, March 21st. There's a Chronicles of the Jedi High Republic encyclopedia that's
Oh,
illustrated.
you've been talking about that a couple times.
Yes, and the thing was that they were doing weekly video releases where they were, introducing characters. Well, this is going to be an encompassing the entire time period of the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens, pictures, character pictures, what these people look like. And I think they're doing that because not a lot of people are getting into the High Republic novels because of how they released them media-wise. I think they have a lot of issues with treading the fine line between wanting the older crowd but producing the child product.
Yeah.
And, to some extent, I can always look
What
past
Bad
that.
Batch is struggling with.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing with High Republic. It's the characters are soft and predictable in a lot of senses, not all, but it's so simple that not a lot of people are looking at it as like, this is worth it. This is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Where so now they're just like, hey, fuck it. We're just going to release this book that you can just look at the pictures and now you know something. I mean, this is like, to me, I'm going to buy it, but
I just feel like if Star Wars is going to approach things like that, it's just weird. Like, it's still just odd to me. You have a season premiere of one of your big shows. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into the good stuff about Mando. Because it was a really, I thought, pretty great episode.
Glorious.
I thought it was a good Wednesday night of Star Wars overall between the Batch and Mando.
It really was.
A good Wednesday night of Star.
It really was.
Good Wednesday night of Star.
And I was so happy. Because, you just had that anticipation. You don't want to be let down. And I'm like, watching it.
Like, Amanda's like the one that's
Right.
like, okay, I know they're not going to fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. They're leading the fucking way.
He's their cash cow.
Yeah.
And it's Daddy Pedro.
And
I thought the beginning was a flashback to him getting sworn in.
I thought so, too.
And I was like...
I was wondering the same thing.
That's what I thought. I was like, huh. And then of course the fucking just spectacle of that fight.
I was gonna say that whole sequence was ridiculous.
Amazing.
And all those clan House Vizsla fuckers getting just ate up. And,
Dude, literally
God.
just swallowed whole by that fucking
the
creature.
people in the blue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clarification here.
Yes.
House Vizsla is blue. All the ones in the blue armor are from House Vizsla.
Yes, indeed.
I just like how this fight scene was like a showcase of like what all Mandalorians can do, like all of their tech. Like you got to see the grappling, the fire, like, and I also like how they showed how much during the fight how much they care and take care of each other, especially like when the armor ran in there. I was like, oh shit, she's running in there.
Oh yeah, and throws somebody over their shoulder right underneath the creature and just doesn't even pay no mind. Just no excuse. And that's what's so fucking cool about this shit is it just makes like that spectacle. It just brought me back to a kid watching Star Wars again. I was like fucking just watching them fly up in the air and fucking explosions and fucking people are getting killed and shit. I'm like, this is what it should have always been. Like, Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's a war. It's always a war. Show that shit. It's like it reminded me of Rogue One, the way they shot that scene.
Yeah.
Like when they drop on the
beaches.
Yeah. That reminded me of that so much.
Yeah, it kind of had that grunge factor to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Papa Mando comes in and explodes old boy.
Yep.
Which I was surprised that when it actually exploded, it had the intestines fly out and stuff. I was like, Yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Just floating in the water and shit. The White House
Right.
looking at him. No, the way he looks over, because obviously they're all pissed off at him.
Oh, they don't like him.
They don't like him one bit. So he just looks over. Yeah, so it's just.
And of course you get the.
Yeah, so good. And then of course, just one of the best intros ever, music wise.
It fits. It's like, yeah, we're a space western. What's up?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Right.
It just fits so well with the space western vibe.
It's so fucking.
I mean,
true.
fuck, we even had a standoff this episode, too.
Oh, it's sick as fuck, dude. It's awesome. I won't. Okay. I will say though. All right. So yeah. So then he figures out from the armor. That was one little weird thing. Was like they had to do the whole
Conversation over again.
conversation again. So
They
so
explained
I thought that was odd,
we
too.
explained that from Book of Boba Fett,
Yeah.
but not why he got the child back or how. But hey, we're gonna explain again why he's got to go back to Mandalore.
Hey, but here's the thing.
I thought that was really, really... Because they even showed that line in the
Uh-huh.
preview, too, and I was
Dude,
like,
yeah.
why are we saying
I know,
Dude, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
It's-
Here's the thing. What do the people that watch this show the most care the most about? Grogu. So you have to watch that, and they want you to have to watch that to know what happens. They don't give a shit about him becoming a Mandalorian.
They don't actually. The show's not. Yeah, it's called Mandalorian, but it's about a baby Yoda.
Dude, it's about Pedro Pascal escorting another child through a hazardous environment. It's what the people want. It's what the people want.
Bowser's out there. He's the main bad guy.
The main bad guy. So
Oh man. Yes, but no. Alas, I'm sitting there watching it and just yeah. What's the Carl Weathers'
I don't remember his name.
whatever his name
I'm
is?
usually terrible at names.
It's been some years since we've seen
Yeah.
It's
it.
high chancellor or whatever
Yeah.
he wants to
High
be called now.
chancellor.
Don't call it.
Chancellor. It's the High Chancellor, actually.
They're just like
Yeah, I was like,
they're just like they're
keep saying
sitting
that
there
over and
and they
over.
say like when they go it's pirates immediately. I was like, please be him. Please be him. And I'm like upright and then just what we got whoever the hell they were and I was just like
Yeah. Yep.
who are you wanting it to be?
his name is Hondo.
And he's got to
His
be
name?
around. He's
And
got to
he's
be around.
somewhere.
He's got to be around. And I'm telling you, I guarantee you, by the Filoni in me, he will.
That's why
fucking
I'm
be
like
there.
that's honestly because it basically at this point the whole fucking universe is Filoni and Favreau now, and that's why I was like, when they said pirate, I was like, it has to be him.
I thought
I was like,
I was thinking it was because
I
of how
was-
short the episode was too. Like I thought that they were gonna like do a hot Hondo intro, and
Yes.
and now we have another space outlaw,
I know.
another Han Solo that's just gonna go fucking fuck shit up and try to make money and suck at it and have to get out of every bad situation. Bring it back, bring back Han,
Right.
Han and Hondo. Funny. They both do the same fucking thing.
Yeah. I was hoping so bad, but
Hoping.
yeah.
Other highlights. IG, the IG droid.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Statue.
The one that pushed the statue.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's the actual
memorial.
droid that blew itself up in the first one.
Well,
that saved him.
yeah. Yeah.
And he says, "I want that droid." And he goes, "We can find you one similar. It's just, but they don't make these anymore.
I want
I
that
want
droid."
that one." And he's like, "What's left of them?" And he's like, "We can make it work. Can you make it work?"
and it wasn't Babu Freak, but it was
his species.
his species.
Yep, and they're all good at droid building.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Because they can work with the tiny little things.
Yeah.
It's so funny, dude.
Dude, best part was when Grogu was just like,
Amazing.
He said that he can't. I got it. That was hilarious. He's just like, I got it. After like the third time, I got it.
Yeah, he kept looking down. He said this.
Yeah.
Dude, I like, dude, yeah, when fucking Grogu grabs the thing. Bad baby. Bad baby. Bad baby. Bad baby. I was like, that's so funny, dude. Like that's why I think that I think they were talking in the aftermath about like bringing back the old creatures, and they said that like there's a possibility that fucking what's his name? We've had to look it up before, but not Jard.
Servacious B. Crumb.
Salacious
B. Crumb, whatever it is.
Bringing his character back. And I'm like, well, you've already brought it back a million times.
Well, we got like 10 of them now.
Exactly.
Apparently, they like to hang out in trees.
Yep, they like to just sit
up. I
up
saw them and I was like, those
assholes.
I was like, those fucking assholes.
Dude, just the coin laugh, you know, that when he's.
I know, yeah. They had one of them do the laugh. I was like,
it's awesome.
Just like,
it's amazing.
Oh my god,
dude! I'm telling you, if I put that, I can hear it. Like if you see a picture of that creature, you can hear that laugh.
Oh yeah, dude.
Can't hear a picture of my ass. No, dude. Other big things, man.
Followed by ooh.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, you got your. Did you talk about the space whales?
Oh god, the space whales. We did a little bit already, but.
Let's say I kind of spoiled it earlier, but I don't know if you guys had any more you wanted to say about it. But I'll say even you.
Yeah,
you guys.
I want a certain Jedi back. God damn it!
You guys taught me enough to the point that when they popped up, I even knew what they were. Dude. I was like space whales.
Jeff and Kevin said they're gonna do something fucking cool.
Dude, and the fact
we're about to enter the multiverse saga.
Dude, I'm telling you, they keep hitting at it over and over and over.
They better be back, dude.
Dude, and the thing is, like when they're in the hyperspace and they look up and how slow they're moving. You're like, this is just their fucking environment. These are extra dimensional beings. I'm like, bro, that's just the craziest shit. And then, of course, Ezra's just cruising around with Thrawn somewhere. Like, or by this point, not. But
yeah, at this point, they apparently separated. And
yeah, and dude, that's still such an interesting concept to me.
Like, where'd they go?
And
why were they gone for so long?
And are they old, or are they not?
Ezra's still got to get with old Sabine, so you know, better be aged up.
Yeah,
the boy needs to become a man.
Well, hey, listen, Star Wars is not above 25 and 14, like or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah, they couldn't necessarily give it anymore.
It was 14 and a 9-year-old. All right.
I don't know if that's better or not. I don't know.
It's not, but fuck. He also had a brother and sister kiss. It's weird shit, all right?
That's true. That's true. But that was fucking low-key genius because we still talk about it.
As fucked up as that was, we're still talking about it today.
No shit. From the 70s. Yeah. Just fucking chopping it up.
Fuck.
Brothers and
50
sisters.
years later, still talking about it. Just 40, whatever.
What'd you guys think of Seaweed Beard?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if that's like my theory is like that was just left open to be like he might come back later, he might not.
I feel like he'll come back at some point. He'll come in at like the worst time for like Mando. Just
yeah.
Yes. Which is usually what Star Wars does with their pirate characters. Like, Hondo always shows up when everyone's like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Like that's like the general reaction to when Hondo's around. Is like, oh, God, no.
Dude.
How did we come across this guy?
And, dude, the coolest part of it, too, is like the eccentric kind of like creature-looking nature of him is like what makes me think even more so about Hondo and like what they're going to bring in, because all these fucking pirates were just all these different random species.
Yeah.
So Mando's already shown that they're willing to go the extra mile, especially with cowboy character.
Cad Bane?
Yes, thank you.
I'm catching on, boys.
Yes, I am proud of you.
Oh, speaking of which, side note, I was at Target the other day. They had a Lego set of Cad Bane ship.
Oh, hot.
Fucking
it was
what?
a pretty
How
good.
much? 2, 3,
Probably close
10-ish.
to
10-ish. Yeah.
10-ish.
2.
10-ish.
2-ish.
Was it?
Shit.
When I open it, does it play again? Fire. That fucking song. God damn. But shit, I feel like I should have rewatched it because I was just like taking it all in on the first go round.
Well,
You know,
then we end with
165-ish.
we end with Bay.
oh,
Yeah, 165.
We end with our Bay, our beloved
Oh,
terrorist leader of Mandalorians that just wants to restore the glory.
yeah,
she's all alone.
yeah, and she is salty.
She is.
Yeah, she looks.
So she ain't happy.
No, and
They're
she's
not happy.
no, and you know, and it's so funny because he could just give two shits less.
I'm honestly kind of pissed that when she was like, yeah, they all left. I was like, oh, so no Sasha. That's
I
cool.
think
man.
he's
I wanted
going to get them.
I'd say I wanted to see Sasha kick some more ass, but maybe not.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I think you might.
I think he's gonna go get them. He's gonna be like, "You're coming with me." They're gonna be like, "No." He's gonna be like, "Boom," and they're just hail because that's their culture.
Yep.
True.
Which is
Like
still
it's very correct. Like the way they have done the whole Mandalorian thing. It's exactly how she told him. She's like, all you have to do is go show them you've got that sword, and they'll do whatever you want.
which is interesting because the ones that he wants to be a part of don't give a
Shit
fuck
that he
about
has
that.
that sword.
No,
Yeah,
he's not even a Mandalorian to them, and he holds that sword.
yeah.
Like,
But the other Mandalorians he goes and finds, though, the other houses and clans, they will follow him.
which to me is where we're going this season. Because I
Mhm.
think he's going to realize he doesn't have to do the dumb shit that.
But I think that's where we're going to. He'll probably get his baptism, if
Someone
you were,
shared
and then
that.
he'll go to the other
Someone,
with the saber. But then I think as more time he spends with them, I think he's going to realize that, oh wow, I was in a cult, and those people are
Dude.
psycho.
yeah, once they have the time. to
oh
actually-
yeah,
And then I think,
that'll.
and plus it's gonna. The bigger Pedro Pascal gets as an actor, it's like, how much are you really gonna want to keep him just not see his face, like helmet on all the time? It's like
Well,
eventually
and
you're going to show that.
and he's
dude's face.
already has made it known he hates wearing it.
Yeah, 'cause you can't
Yeah,
see
it's like-
shit in it.
It's like it makes
teeth.
sense for them to get to a point where it's like, yeah, when he's suiting up for battle, put it on, but in all other scenes, just like, yeah, take it off and have him do his thing. Cause,
Yeah.
Right, like Boba Fett.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And like you say, that plays more into making the show more enjoyable. And then also, I think it's going to be kind of, or I'm just projecting, but I think that a combination of those two belief systems is what he'll kind of embody, and I
Yep,
think that'll bring a
agree.
lot of Mandalorians back together. And I think
Mhm.
because that's everybody wants old school Star Wars fans want Mandalore back.
I agree, because I think we even talked about this a while ago. I think when maybe even the trailer came out, because we were wondering like, how is he gonna get this like ragtag of Mandalorians like all to go
Yeah.
under like fall under one set of rules or whatever? And it's like it would make sense that they're gonna lean towards something that's like a mix of the two in ways, and it's interesting. I'm excited. I think it was a really really strong good start. I'd 8.
I agree with that.
I'd say
I
so.
wasn't big on the lackluster of the pirate thing. I thought that was going to be a little bit more theatrical, and it was just like zip by. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but we got some space battle in there. That was kind of key.
Yeah, that was cool. And the jumping in between.
Oh, when
asteroids
he's
and shit.
navigating the asteroids
yeah,
and just fucking them up, I was like, this is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, like me,
I
like
was
when
like-
that part, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I was like, "I want more of this shit, dude." Like, we don't get enough of the like badass space
yeah,
battles.
because
Like,
we've had a lot of grounded shit.
yeah. It's nice. That's like I said. This episode, it's nice to get that kid feeling back. You know,
Mhm.
watching. I like things go boom. You know, like,
Dude,
like I want to
the-
see everything
the
fucking
whole-
blow up.
The whole Darksaber thing. You know the meme with Charlie from Always Sunny with the whiteboard and
Yeah.
it's got all the shit.
Uh-huh.
And someone just shared that and just said above it, just Darth Maul explaining to everyone why he technically is still the ruler of Mandalore.
Yeah.
oh my
That's
god!
He never. Well, okay. So spoilers. Do you watch? Were you ever gonna watch Rebels or no?
I mean, eventually, but I do know about what is it, Crimson Dawn or whatever they call it.
So that's Crimson
Later.
Dawn is
I-
what he makes after.
Well, yeah, spoilers anybody.
Or
I guess.
no,
But I do know
in
that.
between.
But
Sorry.
I do
In
know
between.
that Maul gets
Yeah.
the. I
He-
do know he gets the Darksaber.
Yes, he has it. And then basically we were supposed to find out what he was doing after Clone Wars with the Solo trilogy, but then that all got axed because the first movie wasn't well received. So then we got Rebels, where they just go to Dathomir, and it's in the Sith sister, which is like, that's where Maul like stashed all his shit, and he just left it there. So like, really, through Mandalorian culture, no one challenged him for it. Therefore, he really still is the rightful owner and ruler, because he won it.
I just want him to come back so bad.
He got it stolen from him by Sabine, who then hands it to Bo-Katan, who loses it to Moff Gideon, who loses it to Din Djarin. And that's why we're at where we're at.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any way in that culture you vacate the saber. Unless you're
Like,
defeated.
people were making the joke of, like, so Den was giving it to Bo-Katan at the end of season 2, and Moff laughs, and he's like, she can't take it. She can't just take it. And she's, like, sitting there, and she won't. And the idea is, well, if you watch Rebels, like, yeah, and she knows why she can't take it. Because she knows she's not worthy to just take it.
Mm-hmm.
She has to earn it. Oh, man, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so fucking pumped for this season. Like,
yeah.
You also think this is going to lead to another like Mandalorian Civil War? Down the
Everything
road?
does.
Everything.
Always does. Does it not? Everything does. Literally.
My father. Django.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's like earlier when we were talking about...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all right. So,
Yeah.
Oh, lost it. Train of thought.
Oh, my bad.
No,
Now I
you're
feel
good.
horrible.
No, you're good.
Getting it.
All right, so when these two ragtag bunches we were talking about earlier, you know, like obviously the old belief system and the new, if he's able to bring them together, how long is that going to last before that powder keg blows up?
I thought you were going to talk about the whole Civil War thing, because, like, yes, they have the Mandalorian Civil War, and then, like, the next thing we know is in Clone Wars, like, the reason I called her a terrorist is because she was with the rest of the house. Was
it Death Watch?
That is what Death Watch, like, that's basically, Death Watch is the new House Vizsla whole.
Yeah.
Clan Kreese is what Bo-Katan Kreese and her sister Satine Kreese were in that clan
That's
of
the
that
one
house.
that Obi-Wan worked with, right? Or
Banged and had a
visit.
kid with.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Not the Jedi way.
Yeah.
But he did say that thing to her where he's like, yo, if you asked me, I would have went with you. So they totally had sex, right? Corky's
not many
not
things.
a nephew.
Not many things
Corky
can break somebody
is
from the Force, but Anakin?
Yeah.
That booty can sway a man. That booty can sway a man. And you know what? Hey, it's Padme, so she's mom, so, you know. She's finer than fucking hell.
Oh, God.
I mean...
Who? Jane Foster? Anyways.
That's not mine.
Not to me.
No, that's not mine.
Yeah.
I'll say, I don't know if there was anything else in Mando that we touched on big.
No, all I was going to say is, like, to what Jeff said, was that the Civil War comment just always does. It's because, like, yeah, in Clone Wars, they basically start a Civil War, and then that just kind of keeps happening, like, throughout the whole damn time, and
Yep.
Yeah.
My Mandalore's better than your Mandalore. You know,
Now,
that's all they argue
when
about.
she told him, though, the planet's turned to glass, or, like, the air is poisonous, whatever, because of the Empire, like, I think what she get at is, like, with the Star Wars universe and the lore is, like, mining is a big thing, and the shit that they mine on these planets has a lot of natural gas in it, and just basically, like, toxifies the air around you. And I think she was trying to tell him that, like, no, if you literally go back to that planet, it's ruined now. It's uninhabitable. I mean, there might be truth to it. Like, the last we really see of that planet is in Rebels, and, like, yeah, basically just in Rebels, they made it look like another Tatooine. It's just a big, giant, flat desert. But that's, like, Well, and then wait, are they on actual Mandalore when they go to the Ren clan?
Well, because I thought it was a rocky planet.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, I thought it was rocky. Like, because there's a lot
Because
of
they do
snow.
go back to Sabine's house or her clan. They go to Clan Ren with her mom.
They go back quite a bit. It's like a bunch of caves and shit like that. Like, pretty much, it looks like a rocky cave planet. It's really what it looks like.
So she might be lying to him when she's telling him that it's poisonous air and all that. Like you said, like, I'm gonna go and find out.
Yeah, because that was another thing I was
and
thinking.
she didn't say anything either.
I was wondering if that was going to be another like side quest as well. Was like he would also discover that Mandalore actually wasn't poisoned, or at least poisonous anymore, and then that would also lead the Mandalorian people back to Mandalore, maybe.
Well,
if it's not still in shambles.
Her perspective is that she was born to rule, so she doesn't really necessarily like want him to kind of do what he's setting out to do.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
The hell yeah!
It's gonna be so interesting. It's gonna be such a good season.
What time is it?
It's 9:00.
Cool.
But I think only other news I had for Star Wars was that they've come out with a statement for Andor Season 2 that they are confirming that it ends where Rogue One starts.
Yep, and I saw an article today where Diego Luna is very happy about that because apparently he had a bunch of... It was very mentally stressful for him to do it back to back.
Yeah, and he says it's nice to have... to know where it ends.
Yep.
You know, to know where it ends and know that you know, your story and your series is going to take place between here and there. You're not going to have this just fucking open-ended contract or whatever they signed with him.
Yeah.
So it was nice for him to obviously put all of his time and energy into that shoot back to back and be able to produce the product that he did. Shit.
Probably wanted to, like I said, probably wanted to do it to, like, so he didn't start showing his age too much because, like I said, like, he's in his early 40s and he's technically playing a character that's only in his, like, mid-20s. Like,
Yeah.
I mean...
Damn. Good for his 40s.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, that's probably why they did it back to back. Is because they
So wait, they've already filmed Season 2 already? Oh, damn, I didn't know that already. Hell yeah.
That's why he's happy it's done, because he said it was very, like, mentally demanding, because they were just doing it straight.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Want the Lord of the Rings route, huh?
Knock it out.
Just back. I mean, financially, that's the smartest way to do it if you already got your story set out.
Yep.
I mean, do you have any more Star Wars?
No, that should be about it.
Did we want to touch up on Last of Us?
We can. I watched it. I watched the newest one last night.
So did I.
Well, did you want to save the newest one for next week so that we have one?
We can.
Spoiler alert, I was sick on Friday, so we're actually filming on a Monday.
Yeah.
So we have already seen technically the latest episode of Last of Us, but we'll probably save that for next week.
That's fine.
Plus, since it just came out, usually that's why it's kind of nice that we get into spoilers, is because by the time our episodes drop, it's a week after it's already been out.
So we're going to be reviewing the flashback, correct?
Yes. Basically the DLC episode.
Pretty separated from...
Okay.
Because that's
Left
literally
Behind.
what it is.
Nerd! Wait, shit, we're all nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. All right.
So yeah, that would be episode 7 we are reviewing. So yeah, this is centered around the DLC. I did not play the DLC. So this episode was actually kind of, for once, I'm like you guys, I was kind of going in blind. Granted, I kind of already knew the general of what actually happens, but I didn't play it.
I kind of figured the way that it ended, I was like, I kind of figured that's what they were going to show here with this episode.
But, yeah, I think it opens up, Joel's on... Gotta make sure I don't get these two mixed up. Doesn't it start with Joel still, but he's just...
He's laying in bed.
He's laying in the bed. She dragged him to a bed in a cabin or a house, whatever. She dragged him to a cabin, and he's laying in there, and he's stabbed.
And he tells her to go.
And he tells her to get lost.
That's right.
And then she, like, starts to run, and then she stops, and then it goes, like, into this memory.
And it flashes back to her in Federal School.
Yeah.
Gets herself in trouble.
Gets herself in trouble, and then
she starts fights with other girls apparently.
Yeah,
she was a bitch. What do you want her to do?
Or responds.
Not
to
Ellie.
him.
The other chick was a bitch.
Yeah, I think she just responds with because obviously, in like one scene we find out that her friend who's gone is knocking everybody out for her.
Yeah.
So she's getting herself. She's always around trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and now she has to do something herself and gets called into the principal's office rather, and
he gives her a harsh life reality check. It says you got 2 options, and this is what you can do with them.
Yo, man, you want to be cleaning shit, or you want to be giving orders, man? Or you want to be taking orders?
People to clean shit.
Or you want to be telling people to clean?
that's
shit?
an easy choice, man.
Yeah.
Easy choice. But then obviously she's reflecting on that, and then her friend comes back through the window. Middle of the night,
yeah. As Ellie is sleeping, she just comes in and
covers her fucking mouth. Yeah, covers her mouth and fucking. She's like, "Oh, I thought it'd be funny."
Right.
which they did a great job as far as getting somebody. Seen a couple people like mention this too, like casting Storm Reed as Riley, getting an actress that can hold her own going against Bella Ramsey. I think it was a good pick because I think they really bounced off each other well. It was, especially for this character showing up for the first time in all season. She was hinted at, but definitely felt like it was, I don't know, natural. I guess it felt like it very much a part of the world, and yeah, she sneaks in. They sneak off to go see. I think it was originally the 4 Wonders of the World.
Yeah.
And the mall.
She
I'm honestly not gonna lie. I don't know if I'll be able to remember all the wonders off the top of my head at this point.
I think I can, but first one was obviously the escalator that wasn't a wonder of the mall.
That was awesome.
And then
because let's be honest, boys, when we were kids, we'd all been there on an escalator. Just, I'm running up, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that shit was so damn funny. And then she puts her leg up on the belt when she's pulling down, when she's going down, it like sprays her leg out. Yeah. I'm like, dude, that was us as kids. You couldn't keep me off the escalator belts.
Yeah.
But no, then there was the carousel.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and the photo booth. The arcade.
Yes, the arcade.
Yeah. That was a great scene.
That was awesome.
Dude, that was amazing when she's like, you got no fucking money, the cash on the ground, not that shit, like we were just talking about it, because it means nothing, and she's like, and she just pulls open that box and just coins everywhere, and she's like, it's like I spent last night breaking into that for you. It's like I love that shit.
I love that too.
Then of course the last is the costume store, the Halloween store.
Yep.
So there's your 4 that turned into 5.
And they put on their Halloween masks and dance around.
Same ones from the game.
I'd say, yep, same ones from the game. I did watch a lot of the side-by-side comparisons afterwards, which I'm sure you did as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool to see. It's really just cool in general how many lines are just in scenes are just taken directly from just slapped right into there.
Yeah, I mean, and even you had referenced last week about the scene where one of you guys did about the scene where they run into talking about I played one of these with my friend one time. It was the game that was in that hotel lobby or whatever they were crossing through in one of the first couple episodes.
Oh.
It was an arcade game in some lobby, and she was messing around on it, and he's like, I played this game with a friend once.
I can't remember.
I think it was the second, when they first go out into the city. When they're walking through that water, when she's like, I can't swim, and he's like, seriously, and he jumps down a step into the water, and it's up to his ankle, his shins, and they walk, and then she goes up to the front desk and bell hop, and that skeleton falls out, and she's playing with that machine. And he's like, you don't even know what that is. She's like, I played one of these with my friends once, and it was directly from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the scene where she actually got to play one.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I can't remember. In the game, it was the video game was something different. I can't remember what they called it in the game. But obviously, since Warner Brothers owns the rights to Mortal Kombat, and obviously since Warner Brothers owns HBO Max, well, me do a little cross promo here.
That was cool.
Um,
Because that's
And
a dope
naturally,
game.
it was Mortal Kombat 2, which is like the biggest one.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, so obviously they go to like a taco stand or like some like nacho thing, and she's like, "What's the is this a present?" Because he got her a present, and it would end up being that book, the stupid jokes.
Yes.
And stuff. Like,
The riddles.
Yeah, the riddles and stuff, and but then she ends up finding pipe bombs stacked on a shelf, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, this is what you're doing here. So that's you're trying to kill my me basically as a soldier.
I did like how this episode balanced like levity date night type stuff, and all of a sudden it just gets real quick when the pipe bombs are found.
Yeah.
Just, on top of the riddle book though, I like how they had the one about the computer and the screenshot. And they didn't get it. And I was like, of course, they wouldn't get it.
How's a computer get drunk? It takes a screenshot.
Yep.
Right.
And, oh, dude.
And they were just like,
what's a
I don't get
screenshot?
it.
What's a screenshot? Because they laughed even. And then they're like, what's a screenshot? I don't know. That's amazing. Because, dude, that's like the things I get excited about. Shit, even riding on the carousel, things that like we got to do when we were like 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Never been able to do that.
And then
actually have a childhood.
I think it was shortly after the pipe bomb thing that we learned that. Isn't that right when Riley says like, "Yeah, I'm outie, man."
Yeah, and that's when it pisses off.
Then she
Ellie.
walks away.
Yeah.
Then she ends up going back. Here's screaming, which was a Halloween toy, if I remember right.
Yes.
It was like one of
It
those
was.
good things.
And she's like, this was the last one.
And then
And then they put the masks on. They fuck around.
yeah, I think that.
Dance
Oh yeah,
on
that's
the
that's when they finally visit the Last Wonder. So then,
Yeah.
and then in classic horror, cock blocking must commence in this show as they get their first kiss, and it seems like they're about to go on to other adventures. But of course, the cordyceps got to ruin their cock block. Cock blockiceps.
Cock block assess.
Whatever you're trying to say.
That.
Stroking up.
Oh my
I was trying to create a new
God.
word, boys. Yeah, and then now it's on.
Yeah, and obviously.
They both got.
Oh, thought we were actually going to get through an episode.
That's all right. We'll finish up with audio only.
That must be all the memory then.
It's gotta be.
Oh,
Because that battery was full.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gotta
So
be.
that
then.
was the memory card.
God damn, we just can't get this fucker right. Is there any way we can hard plug that thing into the wall?
Well, it only shut off because the memory card capacity is full.
Right. Okay, that's true. But even
because
with
I
the-
was dumb and probably forgot to wipe it from last time because I forget that I need to do that.
But yeah, they both get. Well, they fight off the zombie. They kill it. It's going back and forth. Blah 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 blah. They finally kill it, and then they discover that
knife
they
in the
both,
head too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
brutal,
Dude, fucking sweet.
metal as fuck.
Hell yeah.
But then they both discover that they've been bitten, and like true lovers, they give themselves two options. We go out now, quick, painless, this juicy bullet here. Nah, I don't like that option. Bang, throw that shit away.
That'd be awful because if you're the person that goes second,
Right.
ugh,
Yeah.
like
You just saw what happened.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, do you really? Do you go that way or do you
You know what though? I mean,
play it out?
honestly though, like
I feel like it'd almost be worse just you just sitting there
Losing
trying
your
to
mind?
talk, and either that or you seeing the other person lose their mind and then it start attacking you. I don't know, man.
well, because then that's exactly what would have happened. in this.
Well, that's exactly what did happen.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, which they obviously didn't show that part, but yeah, because they decided to stick it out together and lose their minds together in love, but only one of them did. So,
Yeah.
Yep. So like everything else tragic in Ellie's life.
and that even is a callback to a line earlier in the season when Ellie says, like, "Well, it wasn't my first time, my first kill,"
Yeah.
basically, because
Oh yeah.
it's actually Riley was her first kill
shitty.
in a very dark dark way.
Yeah, the first person.
So that like puts a whole new layer on that line that she says like earlier in the season.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought once again, I thought great episode.
Oh yeah.
8.7.
He couldn't quite
Bang.
do the 9. See.
Couldn't quite get to a 9. And maybe it's just because I didn't play this part, so I didn't have like the nostalgia goosebumps going through me.
I'll say this one's
stuff,
like, I don't know. I'm not so high on this one. I find myself a little bored at times, so I'm going to say this one for me was like a 7.5. I'm just not high on this one.
I'd say I'm probably right in the middle, just because I was just super hype on the kids in the apocalypse, the Left Behind. They call it Left Behind. I'm super hype on that just because we got to see like all the stuff that we see is just so normal. And
that is true.
And this is like the first time for Ellie seeing so much of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's right there. It's right in the same town. Can't go there though. Full of infected. It ended up not being full, but obviously infected there. But
yeah,
it's right in front of your face, right outside your building. They didn't even have to go that far really when they crossed like whatever part of town. It didn't seem like they traveled that far. And you got a giant mall with all this shit right at your fingertips, but you can't go in that building even though you live in the QZ.
Yeah. And it somehow it has power.
Yeah.
So like, why wouldn't you clean it out? And
well, they didn't mean to, I don't think.
No,
I think when they were setting up the residential areas around.
Riley's had a line in there of like when they set everything back up, they didn't realize that they put the power back on this too. Like apparently the people that put the power back on had no idea that the grid connected to the mall. So that's why nobody has carved it out yet or cleaned it out yet and habitated it, whatever.
Yeah, inhabited it.
Damn you! You give them all the easy ones.
You give all the easy
damn
ones. You! But no, that's I would say 8.5. 8.5. I mean, the only thing keeping me from the 8.7 and 9 range is that it was just a date episode. I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
yeah,
I don't need that. I don't need just that. But I appreciated what you gave us in it. But why do we have to spend a whole episode on the one flashback?
Well, that's why I'm not so high on it.
I kind of disagree in a way. Because I think the whole point of her when she's going up the stairs and is like about to leave, the first person that she's probably like been that close to or has loved, like Riley, even though it's a different kind of love, she like puts her hand on the door and that's when the flashback happens because she's thinking of
the last few minutes.
Riley then and then like obviously when it like ends on them both like sticking it out together no matter what.
Right.
That's when that's when she like runs and then like tries to like get the medicine and actually like decide like no, fuck this, I'm not letting him die and I'm not abandoning him.
And I see that too, and that's what I was like. That's why I like it. But it's like, man, I just wish that there could have been more done with the episode because that all could have been explained not in an hour. Like I don't know how long, 20 minutes, 25. Give us some other building towards where we're going, other than just this for the whole episode. True. That's the only thing. I'm not saying it's all bad that this happened because I gave it an 8.5, but
yeah.
I think that it could have been better if they would have left more room for the regular storyline to continue to develop. Depending upon, obviously, we know how this next week's episode goes, which is it is what it is.
It kind of makes sense why.
Right, but without that knowledge,
it was kind of lame.
I was like, "Damn, dude! Like that was it." Obviously that's a good feeling to have, but. I'm not.
It is kind of saying something that what would 8.5 be on the lower end for you out of this whole season?
Yeah,
that's kind of saying something about the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the show. Other than that,
then those are
this really
things.
Was the first episode where I kind of sat there and I was like, I don't know how interested I am in this.
Yeah,
first episode out of all 7 they had so far. Then
so.
Yeah, like I said, I just wasn't high on it because, I don't know, just wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I think.
I could also kind of understand it coming in at a very inopportune time for maybe a lot of people, especially people that didn't play the game. Of like,
Right.
last week ends with Joel getting stabbed and pulling the bat out,
Yeah.
and falling and passing out on the horse. So everyone's just worried, like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, did Joel just die? Like, what the? So then obviously I could see where it's like this episode opens with like Joel like on his deathbed, and all of a sudden it's just like all flashback all episode to something that doesn't take place in the time where Joel is at. I can understand why that would be annoying or frustrating to people, because it's not what you really care to see at that moment, because there's a lot more. There's probably a more pressing
The main
matter on
storyline.
your hand. You're
Yep.
just like,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is like, I'm not a big time flashback guy. You know, like, I like certain flashbacks effectively, and this was a very effective flashback. I just wish there was more on the regular storyline. That's just a preference thing, not a poo-poo on any part of it.
I think it is really interesting because both episode 3 and this one have worked, and they both have been flashback episodes. And these kind of seem to be, I mean, barring other reasons why it's going to be divisive among people, which we know. But I wonder if the way they were treating and using flashbacks is kind of divisive among fans watching this, because those 2 episodes, barring, let's just face it, the bigots, screw those 1-star reviews. The people that because it does seem like these episodes still, because episode 3, even from our buddy B, he was just like, I don't really care about these 2 random people. I just like, I feel like it didn't move the main story along. I was like, I disagree with you, but I can see why you feel that way.
And honestly,
I feel like this episode is a lot of the same way, where it's like, like it's a good story. You can't deny it's a good story. Everything's subjective, but like, I can make sense it makes sense that it's at an inopportune time, and that it could have been placed maybe somewhere else, and maybe it wouldn't be as divisive or as lower.
Right, and I think a lot of people are still, regardless of how their feelings on it, I think some people are uncomfortable in the whole, homosexual thing on screen. I mean, some people are. They're very uncomfortable about it. So the people that are going to rate that bad, like you say, the bigots, they're going to skew the numbers way south, on anything. How good was this show? Well, this group of people didn't like the fact that 2 girls kissed each other. Who fucking cares?
Exactly.
Just shut the fuck up. Who cares, bro? Like, listen,
I hear that or read that review, and I'm like, oh, this person's a fucking idiot. So I'm moving on with my life.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna appreciate the fucking artistry that's happening in front of us on a screen for a fucking TV show.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about all this other shit.
I'm just trying to watch HBO Max continue to be the gold fucking standard, okay? Just let me enjoy this high quality shit, all right?
It's fucking fire.
There you go.
It's fucking fire, dude.
Gnarly as hell, though, when it ends with, I'm gonna give you stitches while you're awake.
Oh, I know.
I was like, ooh!
Dude, when they... that Neil...
Dude.
Neil
Dude, and it looks like a fucking bite mark, too.
I know.
Like, and that's what's nuts, is it looks just like a bite mark, but from that fucking bat. And I'm like, there's got to be some symbolism there. I know it's obviously meant to look like that. Screen symbolism. But, no, dude. Really good. I think that the lowlights of it are just that I think it could have been more. But that's my preference, not the way it should be. So.
But I think, as we've all obviously seen, on the next episode of T3P, we'll review episode 8, which we have seen. I think we're all pretty high on that one.
Yeah.
So look forward to that for next week.
Only one thing I wished about that one.
No spoiler.
There's only one thing I wish they just done differently. But yeah, I'm pretty high on that one.
Yeah. So we will get to that next week. I think that wraps up this week of the T3P podcast.
That'll do it.
Going ASMR. So yeah, if you have made it so far, I think we're around like the 2:38ish probably by the time editing is in here. But yeah, so I mean, if you stuck around that long, please give us a like and subscribe. Always needed. And hey, do you maybe not always maybe allowed to have YouTube up? Maybe need an audio version.
Maybe go check us out on Spotify.
And maybe Podbean. Just maybe. Either way, we could
Oh,
use some subs and views over
free.
there as well. Actually, last week I was surprised. We had some scheduling issues with when we got both of them up. We had somebody comment on one of our last episode When's the episode going live on Spotify? So we hear you out there. Oh, we're not on camera anymore. We hear you out there.
For reference, he pointed at the camera.
Yes.
That died 20 minutes ago.
Long ago.
But we hear you out there. So appreciate you. Appreciate you all and all of your support. We've been steadily growing as we've been posting, so we appreciate you. And until next time, I'm your boy, J-Sip.
And I'm KP.
And your boy, the Bull.
See ya later.